Oh, hi, how you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing today? Hi, Killer Mac. I see you. I see your chat, and what we're going to do today is because I have a special guest and a actual topic to talk about. We're going to talk about conspiracy theories, old stuff, new stuff, and then we'll talk about the future of conspiracy theories, and then we'll talk about what just happened in Minneapolis since it is so brand new. There's not a whole lot of information out about it yet, but maybe there will be more in about an hour or so. So, joining me today, very special guest is Malachi. I am going to put him up on screen. Bam. You feel free to say hello, Malachi. You're
Hello.
live. Hello.
My name is Malachi Juarez. I am a political commentator in the same vein as Waldo, as in amateur and on YouTube and social media places. And yeah, ex-conspiracy theorist in the same way and ready to talk about, all this bullshit.
Super cool. Yeah, that's yeah. Malachi and I did a video together once in the past, and it was a good time. We had a bunch of stuff to talk about. Why is this thing not working the way I want it to? Then we got a
Yeah, it
little bit
looks like
off topic and started talking about uh, conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And then I asked him if he was, and he knew all the fun stuff, and he did, and he was a recovering conspiracy theorist himself, and that is interesting to me because I am too. And then I just wanted to pick his brain and ask him how'd you get into it, how'd you get there, how'd you get out, all this fun stuff. What was your favorite one, and all that kind of jazz. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. And then I asked him to be on here, and he agreed. The maniac. Right. So now we have that there, and I can copy this. Forgive me, folks, for doing this live because I am bad at everything. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to take it to the face cam, and I'm going to paste it here. Bam. Look at that. Look how smart I am. I am so smart. Okay.
yeah, it looks good. I wish I had my own border.
I was thinking about it last night. And then I forgot the login. Uh, I couldn't find. This is a website that I went to, and
Oh,
I think it's called Streamlabs. I'm not entirely sure. I remember. Same with that counter. When you go to the start screen, I have the cool little counter, and then the things and the stuff. I don't remember where that lives. It's on the internet and it works. I can't adjust the counter. That's why it says 000 right now. I literally have to start OBS 15 minutes before stream, or else the counter doesn't work. If I want to go live
Huh.
at 10, I can't adjust it. I've lost the login information because I am a terrible goof, because I forget things and I don't remember passwords and all that junk. So Killer Mac will yell at me later because he is smarter at that stuff than me. But so yeah, what are we talking about today? Today we are going to talk about conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theories, how they shape our lives, how we got into it, and stuff like that. So I'll probably just start with
Wait, as in the timer is permanently set for 15 minutes and you can never change this?
Yeah, Valor.
XD.
I can't change it for 15 minutes. I set it to 15 minutes a long time ago, and I don't know how to change it. I've forgotten. Yeah. Little Waldo, little kid. I was so excited when I got basic cable. Channel 14 was the Discovery Channel. Now, most of the time, the Discovery Channel is boring ass documentaries, nature shit, deer and bears and woolly mammoths and all that kind of junk, which is okay. But sometimes on Saturday, they would shift gears into Bigfoot or Yetis or the skunk ape and stuff like that. The Loch Ness Monster, fun stuff. Ogopogo and plesiosaurs that might still be alive. And this was very exciting to a young Waldo. I loved it. And it was super fun. But those are the gateway drugs. Bigfoot is the gateway drug to conspiracy. It really is. Because then you get the pyramids and the Sphinx, and how could they build those pyramids? Nobody can build the pyramids today, they say, which is entirely stupid. We could build the pyramids today, we just don't want to. But then, did aliens build the pyramids? And then you're in the hard shit now, because you're into the aliens, the little gray men, the abductions, Project Blue Book, and then the Men in Black. You can't look at any UFO stuff or any idea of life outside our planet without mountains of conspiracy theories being shoved in your face. And now you're looking at secret government spooks who snatch up any witness and blackmail them into secrecy. Roswell weather balloons, black triangles flying around at Area 51, secret government bases where aliens live and exchange tech with us. And that is how I got into it. Malachi, give us your how'd you get into conspiracy theories?
I think television would be a good place to start, and I think the reason why is because it's it accustoms the audience to low information theories, and so I would probably say it would be television, except that it isn't, because I was introduced to conspiracies by my mother with the movie Zeitgeist.
Okay.
And so I knew about all this stuff to begin with, and I was a really strong reader when I was younger, so I was very interested in cryptids and all that, Bigfoot and stuff. So I think it was a combination of already having an affinity for fantastical things, and then just being indoctrinated to it to a certain point, which is ironic, but not really the more you understand conspiracies.
Yeah. I being brought into the fantastical. Yeah, I hear that. My mother made me watch Legend with Tom Cruise when I was 5. It is a wild movie. It's the one with Tim Curry as Satan, the giant 9-foot tall, red-skinned Satan, played by Tim Curry. If you haven't seen that movie, and that made me feel things for fantastical. There's elves, there's gnomes, there's fairies, there's a unicorn. Tom
and it's
Cruise
by Ridley Scott. Yeah,
yep, Tom Cruise's butt, and Tim Curry as a 9-foot tall Satan. And then that gave me just wild ideas forever. And I was always attracted to the fantastical and goth girls because of that movie. So that, yeah, you're right. Fantasy led me towards looking for Bigfoot, looking for Ogopogo, paying attention to those things, being interested in the idea that there are some secret aliens visiting us and stuff like that. And then that leads you into, that's the gateway. Yeah, interesting. I'd almost forgotten about that. I hadn't connected those pieces yet. So then, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think it's a problem for a lot of people is not being able to separate fantasy and the real physical world in their heads because they like fantasy so much and they just can't rationalize that.
Right, they are fun. Fantasy is way more fun. The reality is incredibly boring most of the time, and if it isn't boring, it's because it's bloody and violent,
disappointing and sad and rough.
Yeah, when reality gets fun, people get hurt. When reality gets great, it's you're at an amusement park having a great time, or war is somewhat interesting to most people, so they write books about it and things that are going on. And yeah, fantasy is way more fun. That is why I yell at the politics sometimes, because I think conservatives live in a fantasy world, and I can understand how the left-leaning liberals would live in a fantasy world too. And so we have to pay attention to those things, and that's all of this ties together. There is no such thing as coincidence. Everything ties together. Or actually, I said that wrong. Everything is coincidence. There is only coincidence. The fact that fantasy feels good and there are politicians selling you fantasy is a thing that is part of the reason why we end up where we are. But yeah, let me get back on track. What am I talking about? Yeah, Roswell weather balloons. All of these things that I saw, I got to watch sometimes on the Discovery Channel on Saturday mornings. They got much worse when I got the internet, because I'm older than the internet. Kids, I know I got some young people in chat who might not know that I'm older than the internet. I was around before it happened. Once I got it, it got much worse. Oh my God. Cruising Hotmail communities where anybody could just post anything. And I mean anything. Reading about Nibiru coming to wreck our entire planet, change our climate. That was what was causing the climate change. Global warming wasn't caused by fossil fuels. No, not on hot milk communities. It was caused by Nibiru, Planet X, the secret planet that's floating around out there, folks. The Planet X is coming for you. Oh, I got my hat. Planet X is coming for you. It comes around every 100 years or something like that, and then it wrecks up our gravitational stuff, and it does random rogue meteor showers. And just looking at pictures of chemtrails that were being used to cover up the Doomsday Comet and shit like that, it fried my brain.
Obsessed with chemtrails.
Yeah, chemtrails, man, so good. And not only, and that was one of my favorite ones back then, was that they were using the chemtrails to blanket the sky so you couldn't see the comet that was coming to kill us in the year 2000.
That's good. That's juicy.
So yeah, what are some of your old favorites?
So yeah, I think, well, because and this is interesting because this is like an intergenerational conversation about conspiracies. So a lot of the ones I got into or liked a lot when I was younger are, they're like developed versions of what you would have saw growing up. A lot of that stuff coming from unknowingly to like a lot of people, it comes from like right-wing anti-government militias and alien people. Those are like the big ones. And then, but when I was growing up, it was chemtrails. Towards the end of my thing, it was pseudo-archaeology, and for a long period of it was 9/11. So I think probably the thing I spent the most time looking at was pseudo-archaeology stuff. So like and this is it unknowing to me, this is one of the things that pulled me out of it, is it's a what's the term for Christians who are into esoterica? There's a specific word for it.
I don't know the word you're talking about, but I kind of know what you're talking about with the where they appreciate the culture and the magic items and stuff like that.
So there's like a whole esoteric sect of Christianity. It's on here. It just says esoteric Christianity. So maybe that's a good enough term. But basically, it's all propaganda that's meant to convert people by convincing them that evolution isn't real, that archaeology isn't real, and even some very strange things about
like your
history.
Your Seventh-day Adventists and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like a lot of them are Gnostics. That's what it is. It's
okay,
Gnostic
gotcha.
Christianity. And it's more like pseudo-Gnosticism, because like the more you read about Gnosticism, it's just like a bunch of guys who are really into old Christian texts. But before you get to that point, when you're sort of floating in the in-between, it's like a secret Bible that hasn't been shared to people, that has a whole lot of secret history in it, like regarding giants and stuff like that.
I remember watching that on the History Channel as well later, when I got better cable, and they had a History Channel, because the History Channel itself has a wacky history with that kind of stuff. They were the History Channel, then they became the Hitler Channel, where all they did was World War II documentaries all day long, nonstop. The secrets of Hitler, and then the bunker of Hitler, and then the last days of Hitler, and then it was just nonstop. Every time I flipped over there, it was the Hitler Channel. Then they became the Herp-a-Derp Channel, when they just had that one guy who was in all the memes saying it was aliens that built the pyramid. Good, he's got a funny Italian name, Giannopoulos or something like that, and he's in the memes, and he's like, it's aliens, and he has the wacky hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the History Channel just played that all day long, and then Secrets of the Bible, and then and I watched a few of those too. It was like the secret history of the Gnostics, and the history of the Bible, the Black Bible that was written by some guy, and it's got
you mentioning that guy with the crazy hair. It just like totally like opened like a door in my mind. I used to read Chariots of the Gods in high school. Like, it was one of my favorite books. And like I knew about Ancient Aliens like without watching the show, basically.
Yeah, I'd already heard about it. Yeah, we already knew what was going on there because we were ahead of the game. So yeah, those were all very fun, exciting stuff that that I could look at, and because I'd already known a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna find that guy because I want to see his face. It was Aliens meme.
Yeah,
There he is.
Crazy guy conspiracy meme.
Georgios Tsoukalos. It's Greek, not Italian. But yeah, aliens. There he is. There's my boy. And so yeah, I watched him on the History Channel on 100 different shows, just telling me that it was aliens, and it felt so good. God, it felt good because I had the secret knowledge. You had the secret knowledge. You'd read all these books, and you knew what was actually going on. And so that when it was on TV, it made you feel good. And
Right.
Again, those feelings are why I have the stupid little catchphrase: all politics are based on feelings. It's the crux of my entire YouTube career is just keep pointing to that one damn fact that I accidentally stumbled upon one day. So, and that I think is why so many people are drawn to it. Secret knowledge is fun. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel strong. Secret knowledge of things that nobody else knows. It makes you feel more powerful.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes you feel more intellectual than you actually are a lot of the time too.
And it doesn't require all the work of like studying and learning things
of being
from a college.
intellectual.
Yeah, being intellectual is hard, man.
Yeah.
I gotta read shit and write papers and study things and compare stuff. That's hard.
I have to cross-reference sources. Like I can't just take one source and believe that without like reading another thing.
I can't
My
just
God.
connect dots in a random way. Yes, and it's intellectualism for dummies. It's pretty great. Conspiracy theories are intellectualism for dummies. I like that. Wait, okay, so I'm going to go back to the history. So I got the internet as a kid. I start cruising these places. I find out about all these horrible things, and it really just becomes my personality. And I keep a normal face on during the day, but at night I'm just cruising these chat rooms. I'm talking to all these people. I'm coming up with all these wild ass ideas, connecting everything to everything else. Then the big one happens. The big one. The biggest one we had at the time was 9/11. You mentioned it already, but that spawned 1,000 conspiracy theories. I mean, they were
1,000
all over
9/11 conspiracy theories
9/11
that none work together.
Right. There was the big show, holographic planes, missiles hitting the Pentagon. No one was on the planes, and they were actually drones, and all the names of the people were fake names made up, and they didn't exist. I still remember one of them was Elizabeth Wino. Let me see if I've got her stuff over here. Yeah, here we go. So they told that I read 1,000 conspiracy theories about how this isn't a human being. This is a fake, digitally created person who isn't real. And because I was wrong. She is literally a human being who was on one of the planes that crashed into the towers. And they created this whole fake persona about her, according to the conspiracy theorists. And one of their arguments was that her face never changed in all these pictures.
Telling.
Of course her face didn't change in all the pictures. It's her face.
She's the same woman.
She's the same person. And they took something that is obvious and with scary music over the top of it, made it seem sinister. They put her face in this photo and then this photo and then this photo, and then they compared them with computers and they drew the little green lines all over it and said, hey, her face didn't change. They're just using a copy pasted image to create these new images. And I was like, what? Or you just took a picture of the same person 3 times over 3 different years. And then they were like, well, where are all the weird, ugly pictures? Why does she always look right into the camera, smiling with her head turned to the side? Because you're taking her picture. When someone dies horribly and the press wants a photo, you don't give them the blurry photo that's in the middle of the roll that you threw away because you took a bad photo. You give them the good ones.
We're talking about the 90s where people like kind of cared about how much film they had left, so they had to
Right.
take nice pictures with it.
Yeah, and then if you did take a bad picture because you were swiping to one side and it looked like shit, you wouldn't give that to the newspaper, and they
Yeah.
wouldn't print it.
And also, if she looked different in these photos, then there's a different conspiracy.
Then
it's a
that's the other
different
conspiracy.
person.
Absolutely, this is a completely different person, folks. I've looked at the photos, and she is a completely different person. I scanned them through the Scantron machine. I double checked. I triple checked. This is a completely different person. So yeah, let's see. So that 9/11 was the big one. They had all those conspiracy theories, direct energy weapons, and the zeitgeist. I think that you mentioned earlier because I watched that, and that absolutely cemented the conspiracy theorist theory in my head. And George Bush was a complete moron who couldn't tie his own shoes, but he was the evil mastermind who put this whole conspiracy together. And that's when I fell into Alex Jones. That is when I fell in. Was after Zeitgeist or something like that. I was reading something about George Bush being the Antichrist or something. And then somebody linked something to Alex Jones. And I watched his 4 or 5 hour documentary where he snuck into the Bohemian Grove. Have you seen that one?
Seen it, but I know a lot about it.
Yeah. But the Bohemian Grove is, I mean, I'll tell you what it is, but I know what it is now. But he told us that it was a secret cabal of all the world leaders coming together and doing a satanic sacrifice where they burn an effigy of care. And what is it? I'll tell you what it actually is. It's just a bunch of people letting loose in the woods. It's just a vacation for important people.
It's a men's club full of rich perverts.
Right.
Like,
And they go into the woods and they get naked and run around. That's what they do. Who was it? Richard Nixon went there one time and just used the F word, the F slur, like to describe the whole thing over and over again. He just said it was a bunch of dudes running around the woods naked, being silly. And that's all it was. That's all it's ever been. There's nothing to it. The higher ups, they don't get to do wacky stuff in public, you know.
yeah, it's like Burning Man for people who aren't allowed to go to Burning Man.
Right. These days, all the rich tech goobers go to Burning Man and act silly.
Yeah.
I think everybody who owns stock in Tesla and Facebook and Twitter.com goes to Burning Man.
But
so
fortunately for people 30 years ago, tech bros didn't run the fucking country at that point.
Right.
In time.
They weren't in charge.
Bill Gates was actually like disliked by the population.
Yeah. That was what that's how I fell in. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I bought every bit of it, and then I started watching all of his YouTube shows. I watched all of his stuff. I perfected the voice.
You have the best Alex Jones impersonation I've heard.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just born into it, honestly. We're both from Texas, and so I grew up in Texas, so I kind of already have the accent and I already knew have this stuff. So I fell into that. I started watching all that. Then, God, what came after that? David Icke came after that. He's the guy who suggests that lizard people are real and that all of the people on top are secretly lizard people, and they wear a holographic thing to cover them up. And then I started watching videos of newscasters whose holograms started messing up, and then their eyes changed and they had the slits in the eyes, and then their face just became pixelated and stuff like that, and it looked like they had scales, and all of that was just digital manipulation. It was just bad cameras pixelating. My camera does it on occasion. You'll see it when you're watching if you're streaming something, if you're streaming a show or something like that, and it becomes really pixelated all of a sudden, just because the information got slowed down. What do you think about all those? Any experience with those?
Yeah, I mean, so I never personally watched Alex Jones. He was always someone who like older people around me watched, and I was like always like put off by his energy, really. But I still I remember in Sandy Hook, which was one of like probably I think it was like 4 years before I stopped being a conspiracy theorist. It was like one of the last things I remember getting really deep into.
Hmm.
And Anderson Cooper has this moment where he's talking to the parents and his nose like flattens. And Alex Jones took that and ran with it as a major part of his Sandy Hook conspiracy.
Hmm.
Also, there are videos of there's Justin Bieber in a courtroom where he blinks and his eyes like look weird for a second, and
Yeah.
that became a conspiracy as well. It's just part of the lizard person conspiracy, and it's interesting because it's a big tactic against people in the digital era is using these video artifacts. They do it with the lizard people, but they also do it with the hologram 9/11 planes.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's all under the same umbrella. Um, and and then yeah, at the time, I think I downloaded and watched like I torrented a like 8 hour talk that David Icke gave in Melbourne, Australia. That I think they kicked him out of the country for it. Uh, and that only makes it more true, doesn't it? Like
Right, right.
he's banned from that entire country because of the words he said. And I'm like, well, I got to hear those words, don't I? I need to hear what he had to say. But yeah, and it was all around Saturn and nonsense. And he has he's got a Bible's worth of just made up nonsense about before humanity, before the earth, unprovable in any way.
Yeah,
No way to
that's some of that
prove.
fun pseudo archaeology.
Yeah, pseudo archaeology. He'll tell you about the demiurge and all these wacky deities and gods that existed, and you're like, how could you ever know any of that? How could you prove
Right.
that? How could you tell us the proper order of events in any way? And the answer is that he made it all up because it sounds cool, because it's a fun fantasy for him to write his own little creation myth. Every society has them, and he made his own because he didn't like the
And
ones that were there.
if you pull from like currently existing traditions, like words from them especially, then it gives it credibility to low information people, you know.
Yeah, if you're using fancy words, yeah, demiurge,
Yeah.
the creation myth, the Saturn, and then he has 1,000 symbols of what if I could Google it real quick and see anything of just a circle with two wings on the side of it. He really goes nuts for the planet of Saturn, which is not that interesting. I mean, it is interesting as a thing, but
Cool looking planet.
BRC. Yeah, so here we go. Let's pop that up. Bam. So it's got all the symbols and stuff like that. And he goes on for hours about symbology and how this is an eyeball and Saturn is an eye, and there's hidden symbols all over your media, and every company uses them, and anything with a circle and wings on each side is a secret symbol. Let me see if I can symbols here.
And it's so funny because it's really easy to make that seem significant.
Mhm.
I was in like a conspiracy rap duo for a period of time, and one of the logos I designed was the planet with a ring around it to look like an eye. It's like a very intuitive symbol.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, there's the target symbol. You can see that looks like Saturn, and then here's Nickelodeon with a Saturn ring, and then that's teaching your children and all kinds of junk. But anyway, yeah, it was, and then it was just a mess, and I bought all of it. I was just down for all of it because it just made me feel good. It made me think that something's going on, and that was the crux for me, as I was terrified of a chaotic world that nobody was in charge of. That was scary. And I think that's how a lot of people feel towards the end. If once you get to that point, the idea that just anything could happen is terrifying. Even if the people in charge are bad people, at least someone's driving the car.
Right.
Rather than just nobody driving the car and we're just freewheeling all over the place. It's not true, but the Illuminati dictating how everything should operate is better than nobody dictating, or just the masses and collective will.
Right.
That's way too scary.
Which it's funny because a lot of liberals are learning that nowadays when it comes to like the rule of law and stuff, is that that's all like sort of it's a social contract that relies on everybody following it. You know, it's not actually like a firm thing that keeps people bound in any type of way.
Right. Absolutely. If Donald Trump decides not to follow the law, nobody can stop him. He owns the FBI. He tells them what to do on a daily basis. So they can't arrest him. Nobody can. It's all gentlemen's agreements. It's a society built on trust, and because of spurred by the internet, we don't trust anybody anymore. Trust is very difficult to acquire. It's very difficult to find, and anybody who gives you an answer is immediately challenged by someone else who benefits from that answer being wrong. The internet really pushed that, especially early on. The 9/11 shit got clicks on YouTube. It absolutely did. It felt to me at the time that half of YouTube was just 9/11 conspiracy theories. Today, I know that's just the algorithm giving me what I had clicked on. That is the Facebook algorithms giving me more of what I want. But it felt at the time like that's all anybody was doing. That I really felt like this was the only thing people were talking about. Everyone I talked to knew about it, but that's because I only talked to people who were also in that lane. You know, anyone who didn't get directed into that lane or siloed into my feeds, my social circles, my internet life, I didn't talk to them anymore. And I just thought everyone outside of my lane is blind. And it didn't help that people like David Icke and Alex Jones were telling me that anyone not paying attention to this is an idiot or willfully ignorant of the hard truth. Yeah.
Like Alex Jones will say some vile shit. He'll be like, they're like trying to destroy you. You know, your family. He like basically does like a like less intense version of Scientologists. What do they call their
when you're a negative person in Scientology?
Yeah, they have like a whole term for a suppressant.
Suppressive.
Suppressive. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And anybody who isn't towing exactly what we're towing is part of the problem. They're a paid shill. They're part of the government. They're part of the people holding me down. That was how I felt at the time. And this was my entire life. This was my whole world. And then, before I talk about how I got out of it, I want to show this video. Where is that video? Did I put it in the right thing? I did. Oh my goodness. So you may not be able to hear it, Malachi, but the audience will. This is what it feels like to be schizophrenic. According to doctors, this was put together by a doctor, Dr. Ryan Mesetasia, and it's what schizophrenics feel like. And I kind of resonate with this. Like, I kind of felt this way at the highest point of my my conspiracy theories. I kind of felt like this. I don't think you can give yourself schizophrenia, but I got kind of close. So I'm going to play this.
You can definitely induce a type of psychosis, but schizophrenia is like a genetic thing. I think.
Induced psychosis, and this is kind of how I felt.
Worthless.
He's waking up now.
Oh, the phone woke him up. Don't answer. They'll know who you are.
You're a waste of space.
Take this chance to go pee real fast.
A waste of our time.
Stupid. So stupid. Worthless. We hate you.
He's gonna pick up the phone.
They'll know if you lie.
Rain! It's
Something
rain.
wrong. Weather.
Now to get pizza.
Poison.
Coming for you. Pizza.
He's hanging up.
Do you hear me?
Don't eat. Out to get you.
Poison.
They know about you.
Cameras
Poison.
rolling when the armed gunmen entered the convenience store on 14th Street. The suspects were described as medium in stature with a slightly youthful demeanor. Anyone with information about this incident is urged to contact
They know.
authorities.
They know about you.
And in other news, officials have closed the northbound
Time for
lane
meds.
on
Don't do
Boulevard
that.
due to a water main break. Repair crews are on the scene. Now here's a story out of Chicago from last night. Two men posing as maintenance workers nearly made it out of the Quick Bite convenience store with the store's ATM machine.
Make a
The
list.
suspects
Make
pulled
a
up in a
longer
van,
list.
entered the
Make a
store,
list.
asked the
You
customers
are
to not use the
ungrateful.
machine because of
You're a
reported
waste of
problems.
space.
They
A
told
waste
the
of our
clerk that they were
time.
going to take the machine back to their
Getting
shop for
coffee
repair.
now.
Don't drink it.
Sensing something
Stupid.
suspicious,
So
the clerk
stupid.
called
That smells
local
awful.
authorities.
Don't drink that coffee.
When the clerk told the men he had called police, the pair took off and left the machine.
Why are you so worthless?
So, Sky, tell us how this weekend's weather is
Weather.
shaping out.
Something wrong.
You know what, Chuck? There's just no stopping the weekend weather. You hear that, worthless? Weather's coming to get
Something
you.
wrong.
TV's talking to you.
Weather.
And what are you going to do about it, huh?
Something wrong. You have to stop
I
it.
really like
You're
how
gonna sit around,
it
your stupid
helps
mouth
like
open and do
me
nothing?
understand
You have to
exactly
stop
like
it.
what
It's the
schizophrenic
weather. It's
schizophrenic
here
people
for
are
us.
He has
talking
to
about when
answer
they
the
say
door.
like
It's here for
Yeah,
us.
it's great.
Do something.
TV's talking
Stay
about
in. Stay away from the
No.
door.
Stop the weather. Protect us.
You didn't order anything.
my
No,
favorite
no,
part
don't
is
answer.
the pizza.
Yeah, pizza
You're
man.
stupid to open that door. He has to open the
He
door
could
now.
be with the FBI. He's one of them. He's in on it.
Here you go.
Don't do
You'll
it.
be in trouble. Poison.
This is for you.
This is for you.
This is for you.
He's working with them. He's part of the plot. This is for you. Shut the door. Shut it. Don't eat it. Poison. You're stupid to open it. I hate you. We
Here are
hate
some
you.
items on today's activities calendar. And you need some activities, especially when you're lazy and you sleep too much. Stop staring at me. I know what you're thinking.
He knows. You can stop
They're
it.
coming for you. You know that.
Part of the plot. Use your mind.
Because
Staring
you're
at
so
you. Everyone's staring
ungrateful.
at you.
Don't eat it. Poison.
No, no, no. Don't open
He
it.
has to open the box.
This is entirely your fault.
Don't eat
Oh, and
it.
fresh poison.
Poison. Poison.
They're here, and it's all your fault.
Oh,
No, no, no.
they know it's you. You're in
Don't
control.
open the
You
door.
hear that?
No, don't open it. Don't open it.
They're here, and it's all your fault.
They're here. They're gonna get you.
You did it.
You should have used your mind to stop it.
Stop it. You have to take control.
Stop the door.
Hey, you all right in here? I called you. Why didn't you answer? I was like screaming, "It's Lorraine! It's Lorraine!" into the phone at the top of my lungs.
What were you watching? Do you even remember?
Did the pizza Oh, what happened here?
She's gonna get you.
Forget to take your medicine this morning. Well, you know it's not good to miss a dose. Well, it's not too late to take it now. Let's get back on track. And why are you standing here in the dark? It's a beautiful day out. Let some sunlight in.
I was expecting like a black figure to be in the window. I think they could have used that to make it even more interesting, is to have shadows moving across the windows as somebody's trying to peek in, stuff like that. So yeah, that I don't have schizophrenia. I never have, but I think explains kind of the mentality, the psychosis that I kind of put myself into on a regular basis when I would watch these shows, when I would think about these things, and it feeds on itself, you know.
Right. Like a strong like inner dialogue of questioning like everything, even things that just should not be questioned.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, you just doubt everything. There's poison in the food. The fluoride in the water is going to get you. It's destroying your pituitary gland in your brain, and now you can't imagine. And now you're a shill, and you can't do psychic powers anymore. You can't have your psychic powers because you drank the fluoride water.
Yeah,
that's
because
depressing.
you ate the meat or drank the soy milk or whatever specific conspiracy took away your magical powers.
Yeah, and now I'm dumber than I should be, which is almost based on fact if you think about lead poisoning. So
Yeah.
lead was in the gasoline. It was in all the paint and stuff like that, and that leads to human beings having a lower IQ and more aggression.
Right. Yeah, it's really it's like a, you know, the more like I got away from it, the more I realized that a lot of it is a smokescreen for real problems.
Mhm.
And that's like I think that's the biggest reason the current government, like administration and all of their people, support like this like massive indoctrination into conspiracy, is because for every conspiracy you believe, you don't believe in like a real problem.
Right. You can only hold so many things in your mind at any given time. So if you're worried about the fluoride in the water, if you're worried about the chemicals in the food, if you're worried about the nutrients being taken out of food, because I watched a lady who talked about that one time. They're taking
If you're
the
worried
nutrients
about
out of food.
school indoctrination, then you're not worried about poor schooling. You know.
Yeah, exactly. You're avoiding all the real things that ought to be taken care of. So yeah, that's a good point too. So how did you get out? Do you want to discuss that for a minute?
Okay. So I'll sort of pull it back to where I was mentally before I got to that point. So like there was a point of time after I was deep into conspiracies where I was like at my worst, like emotionally, and I was on drugs and I was drinking a lot, and I was still a conspiracy theorist. And I think at this point I was like the deepest into it. I was willing to believe anything, you know. That's when I was like into Sandy Hook and stuff. And like I remember seeing the videos of the parents and being like, oh, this is fucking compelling. And once I got off the drugs and I pulled away from all of that, and it's like that interesting thing, you know, like when you know, you get a new job and then you don't like your girlfriend as much anymore because like your life changes and you want everything to change along with it. And I started looking at conspiracies as a sort of like intoxicant, like a drug I was on prior. And I basically I didn't deconstruct myself yet. I just stopped watching all of that stuff. The same time I like got sober, you know, I'm California sober. I smoke a lot of weed.
Okay.
And when I reached this point, I was still best friends with like my a person in my life who was a deep conspiracy theorist, and he didn't like hit these lows that I hit. So when I come out of it, he's still like real deep into the conspiracy world without like a reason to leave it, because a lot of his like social like relationships outside of me were like bound by these conspiracies. And we started a podcast where basically it's just, and it's on YouTube right now. I don't recommend anybody watch it except for maybe to watch the 9/11 episode, which I think is probably the most like intellectual I ever get on that show, and it's probably the only thing worth watching. Because what happened was I stopped paying attention to as much of these, and then my friend posts these pictures on Instagram that are like, they're like basic conspiracy slop photos. You know, it'll be a plane hitting a build, and this was on 9/11 he posted these. This is 9/11 2023, I think.
Okay.
Or 2024. But he posted these on here, and they didn't make any fucking sense. And I was just like, come on, dude, you can't really believe that like this is a hologram blowing up the building. Like there are a dozen reasons why like it's ridiculous.
Well, that was the
Plus, I
Kordak,
mean,
yeah.
you got to post this on 9/11. Like a lot of people are like mourning people who died and stuff. Like there was an adult part of me that was seeing how outside of the conspiracy felt about the conspiracy. And so he like challenged me very strong. This was something I never experienced before, because I didn't understand how conspiracy theorists, when you confront them with facts, they respond with emotion because their beliefs aren't based in fact. So he responded strongly, like fuck you, why would you talk to me like this? I don't deserve to be treated like this in public, because it was on a public Instagram post where I commented.
Okay. And now you're the bad guy. You're the bully.
Yeah. And you know, I'm too close to this guy to be like, whoa, I'm sorry. He was like a brother to me at this point. So I started making fun of him. I was just like, really? You fucking gonna act like that to me? And I produced this series of like memes that are like they're playing on they're playing on the conspiracy format of meme. I wonder if I can get to it. I think it would be worth it to show. So just give me one moment.
And while you're looking at that, literally out my window right now, the neighbors are having someone work on their roof, and that part of my brain says, "Hey, they're looking at you. They're staring at you. They're looking in your window. You're talking about conspiracies now, and here they are. There they are.
Yeah.
They're looking in."
Yeah, and so I produce these memes, which I'm gonna show like a blurry version of to my webcam, but they're basically like, so a conspiracy meme will be like, oh, this thing is too heavy to travel this fast, you know? And so it'll show like a whole stack of math in the corner, and it'll show like a blurry picture. And what I was doing was I was like, okay, so if the format is math and then picture and then calling bullshit, I had like one that was like, it was talking about like horse speed in furlongs, and then at the end it would be like bullshit. And just calling out like very basic facts as nonsense because like that's the conclusion of the picture, and that's just how all these conspiracy memes work. But I think a couple of the ones I made are very funny. There's one where I have George Bush and George W. Bush right next to each other, and it's just like two arrows pointing up at them with the word clones and a question mark.
If you throw those into the Discord, even if you throw them in there later, I'll put them into the when I edit the video, I'll put them into the on the screen.
Okay, yeah,
I'd be glad to.
I'll definitely do that. I just gotta sign back into here. 904-904.
And even if you don't, I'll cut this part out and then I'll make them myself.
If you just want to vamp for a moment.
Yeah, you got it. So yeah, the so how did I get out? I was all in on 2012. That was the next big one. The next big one. After 9/11, everybody's watching Zeitgeist and Loose Change and all that fun stuff. YouTube goes nuts. Everybody starts doing this. And then in probably, I want to say it was like 2008 or so, I heard about 2012, somewhere around there. I had a favorite forum. God, what was the name of it? It had the word God in it. It was like Godlike Productions or something like Godlike Production. I think it was just a chat room. And there were people in there talking about aliens and UFOs and 9/11 and Ogopogo and some Bigfoot stuff. But then the owner of that website sold it. And the new guy, just all day, every day, nonstop racism. Just anti-Obama. All black people are bad. All black people are evil. Don't clip me, chat. I know you want to. And that entire website just shifted from Bigfoot, UFOs, Area 51 to here's a crime a black person did. Here's a crime a black person did. Here's a crime a Mexican person did. Here's a crime a black person did. The knockout game was just the most talked about thing on that thing. And so I had to leave that because it was nonsense. It was not even interesting. It was not good. Then I get into, I was all in on 2012. God, who are the names? There was an old guy named Richard Hoagland that was producing YouTube videos. He was just nuts for every comet and asteroid out there. And he would just baffle people with math and say, this comet turned to 27 degrees. And if it turns 27 degrees, it can't be possible. And that's not natural. So this is an alien satellite. It's under power, and it had to get this much force. And he would put the math on the screen, and it has this many newtons of force to get out there. And he would just brainwash me with, that's not a comet. That's just that's got to be a craft of some kind. Then I think there was one other one, but I can't remember his name. But he was a little bit more woo-woo. We're all going to get psychic powers in 2012. And even, who's the guy with the clockwork elves and the magic mushrooms?
I don't know, but I've heard of
Terrence McKenna.
Terrence
McKenna. I think he was on Joe Rogan one time. Joe Rogan talked to him before he had a big podcast.
And for chat, Milo Rossi is awesome. I recommend his channel.
Milo Rossi, fantastic. But the clockwork elves and the So all these people all agreed. That's the point I'm trying to get to. They all agreed that 2012 was the fucking shit. That was going to be the big super event, bigger than 9/11, bigger than anything. So you had your Clockwork Elves people saying 2012 is it. You had your Mayan calendar, your fake esoteric archaeology people saying 2012 is the shit, man. This is going to happen. The psychedelic people were saying it's going to happen. The space alien people were saying 2012. This is going to happen. Anybody who had just because there was a big election that year too, so everybody was like 2012. This is going to happen. This is going to be the year. Everything is happening. Joe Rogan was all over it. Graham Hancock was over it. He wrote Fingerprint of the Gods and the extra maps, and I loved him. He was great. And I'll watch everything that he was on. And YouTube was just buzzing. 2012. They made a movie.
A not very good movie.
Not a good movie, but Hollywood made a movie about it.
Yeah.
It can't be wrong. It can't not happen. And so I sat that whole day, just F5 in the entire internet. I had a dozen windows open. I was just F5. It's going to happen any minute. Fizzled. Literally nothing. Nothing happened anywhere. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, no, because some of the people were saying it was going to be like December 23rd. And some were saying December 21st was the end of the Mayan calendar. And then I waited for the 23rd. Nothing happened. Anywhere. In any way. And I was like, weird kind of depression. Like, the thing that I had waited on for at least 4 or 5 years is nothing. It's not there. It's gone. Nothing has happened. And then over the next couple of weeks, some of the people who were talking about it, like, made an explanation video, kind of not an apology, but like an apologia, I suppose would be the right word.
Right.
Like, actually it did happen because now the Illuminati is aware, and all of you paying attention now know about the Illuminati, and now they're going to change. And so over the next couple of years, you'll see the changes that pop up. Make sure to like and subscribe. And then all of their old videos started disappearing from the internet. Pop, disappear. They just deleted them off of their channels. And that made me doubt all of them and doubt everything that I was. So I really just cold turkey, just stopped paying attention to all of them for probably at least a few months. I was just like, okay, no more YouTube, no more conspiracy stuff, no more 2012 stuff, just do something else. And I did. I stopped paying attention to it, and I got better. I felt less like that video that we watched as I abandoned these things. And so I was less and less putting myself into the self-induced psychosis. And then everything just got better.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, and it says a lot to it being a type of intoxicant, something that you get overly adjusted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show these real quick before
you hit me.
Before I get back to that. But okay, so I'm just going to scroll them up, and then we'll repost them on the Discord. But I think these are just so funny. But my friend did not fucking like them, and this is like it cracked our relationship pretty deeply. But I still think that they're very funny. Okay, so here's Drake. It's a well-researched document.
A blurry YouTube video. Fantastic.
Yeah. And then, okay, I'll go sideways for this. Okay, well, I guess I can't rotate it, but it's a picture of a magician lifting a woman, and it says, if all magic is just a trick, then explain this.
Yeah, you can't prove that it's not.
If you think a monkey can fly a rocket ship, then you're an idiot.
Because they sent the monkey into space. Obviously, he was driving.
How could a monkey fly to space?
Right.
See, they just rely on like not filling in any of the space. Okay, here's Napoleon with an arrow pointed at him that says fraud.
That's all you need.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Hell, that might be a YouTube thumbnail that'll work.
Here's the moon with a flag that I put in the picture with a magnifying glass revealing that it's actually the trans flag.
Oh,
it's the colors of the trans flag.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, trans people on the moon or something. Who knows? It's letting everybody come to their own conspiracy conclusions.
You're just asking questions.
Then my clones one.
Clones, yeah. I mean, they look exactly alike. How could they possibly
Yeah,
look so
they look like
similar?
the same person, and they were both president. And then
You can't
here's
explain
my
that,
lizard person photo. So that's Biden as a lizard person.
right? Because he was a clone too, and there was somebody else wearing a mask. Yeah.
Well, and that was actually when his skin came off.
Mhm.
And then this is probably my favorite is 37.7 miles per hour equals 10 furlongs. Horse shit.
It's
And I think,
impossible to run that
okay,
fast. You've done the math.
I have 3 more, and I'm going to show all of them. Okay, so here's a guy doing the water cup trick. This disproves gravity, I assume.
Right. No more gravity. How can gravity possibly exist?
Yeah. Here is a goat on a mountain, and it says how. So goats can levitate. At least that's what I've
They're
led
magic.
to
They can
assume by
fly.
saying
Yeah.
that.
Because they haven't had any
And then-
fluoride. Yeah.
Here's the last one. They won't talk about this, and the sky is orange. Now, of course,
the
I did
chemtrails
it
turn it
orange,
Yeah.
which is what anybody is capable of doing when they create a conspiracy meme. You can do whatever you want. There's no citation on the meme, you know?
Mhm.
And so, like, he was basically sharing 9/11 versions of pictures like that.
Okay.
And I like went hard into him. And then when we went to go do our podcast, I was like, okay, you pull up all the info you got and put it against all the info I'm going to get from researching it, and we will do it on the podcast. We'll break it out, and let's see the real truth. And like I come in with this just such a well-researched presentation, probably like as good as like any high effort video I've done on my YouTube channel that isn't incredibly cringe.
Mhm.
And it just like didn't get anywhere. It was like this weird argument. And, I learned so much about 9/11 doing that it was like 9/11 not only isn't a conspiracy, but it can't be a conspiracy. Like with the level, like I understand that the government could have been culpable to some extent in letting it happen for whatever reason, and not preventing it enough or not being prepared enough for it to happen, stuff like that. But that's like government incompetence isn't a conspiracy. That's just a fact of life.
It's just how they are.
But with the specific conspiracies I was debunking, like there's an idea that these planes couldn't have created the explosions that they did. But you look up the size of the plane and the speed it's going, you don't even have to be like a physics person to understand that's not like flying a Cessna into the side of a fucking skyscraper. It's one of the largest explosions that you can create without a bomb. Like it's incredible amount of like pressure and force right into the middle of a building. Buildings that weren't built properly because they were the first of their kind, and they were done by fucking corner cutting fucking contractors, and it creates tragedy. You know,
New
like
York real estate known for being honest.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but yeah,
I think I did see one of those infographics. It was a Cessna crashed into a building, completely separate, a decade after 9/11. But a Cessna hit a building, and it left a black mark and a bunch of plane parts on the ground. And they were like, look, see, 9/11 can't be true.
And it's really funny because like when a lot of those conspiracies came out, it was the first time it ever happened. So a lot of people were like, this is the only time it's ever happened. But since then, there's been like the exact same thing has happened in another country. I can't exactly recall, but a plane hit a skyscraper and it pancaked the whole thing, just like 9/11. It just happened like 10 years, 15 years later. So nobody had it on like their conspiracy records, you know?
Right. And then, what was the other one? They would show plane wrecks, plane crashes, and the all the seats are fine, and all and even though everybody died, the seats are all still there, and the engines are still there. And I'm like, yeah, because the pilot was trying not to crash. He was trying to slow down. He was doing his damnedest to slow this plane down.
It's like a fender bender versus driving your car full speed into a building. You know, one is going to do more damage than the other, even if the car weighs the same.
Yeah, and then with speeds like that, physics get crazy, and it gets really difficult for normal people to wrap their head around wildly difficult physics like that. Are there any that stick with you? I've only got one that really itches at the back of my head every now and then. Do you have one that kind of sticks with you, and every once in a while you see it and you're like, that might be true?
I think probably it would be the whole Iran Contra thing leading into the CIA distributing drugs. I think that's probably the one I like. I haven't interrogated it that much, but I'm most likely to believe that even nowadays.
Okay, yeah. The one that sticks with me is the fluoride in the water. It just bugs me. And I know that it's fine. It's not a problem, but something about it says, like, where does the fluoride come from? How does it get there? Does it show up in a truck? Is it in a 55-gallon drum of liquid? Is it in a powder form? I don't know. How does it get there? How do they put it in? Who puts it in? And when?
I think it's powder, and it's at the water treatment facility.
Right, and why would they do that? So we have nicer teeth? That's insane. They don't give us anything else. They should be putting lithium in there to tamp me down, to keep me
At
down.
Waldo Politics, viewers streambo. Remove the space.
Yeah.
So that's the one that itches at the back of my mind every now and then. They're like, that one's real.
Right. Yeah, and I think the same thing for the CIA creating crack thing, because even if it isn't true, fuck the CIA, and put it on them, pin it on them, fuck them.
Chad says, how could we have evolved from monkeys over millions of years? Yeah.
yeah. And they and just like the memes I was showing, it's these really large jumps in logic, coming from the big thing with the evolution conspiracy, it's more like a non-fact. Well, it's it's like a counter theory, but it's like a pseudo theory, is the non-evolution thing, but it's basically a conspiracy theory.
Right.
But it's like, monkeys can't become people, monkeys can't become sheep or whatever, so evolution isn't real.
Will a snail spontaneously turn into a cat?
Right.
And most of and when I talk to conservatives about evolution, because I have plenty of family members who do not think evolution is real, they're like, how can a cat turn into a person? They think evolution is becoming a human being. And because they've never seen a cat grow an opposable thumb and start speaking English, evolution isn't real. And you kind of be like, hey, that cat is evolved to be a cat. The snail evolved to be a snail. Evolution in their mind just means turning into a human being who shops at Walmart.
Right.
And
or at the very least, you need to provide them with a cat that can speak and that is capable of higher order thinking.
Right. And that's not what evolution is at all. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean turning into a person.
Cats are much better at climbing than we are.
They sure are. And so they've evolved.
If a cat had a religion, I'm sure we would be less.
I did a debate in high school once where my opponent's opening argument was, I didn't come from no damn monkeys.
Right, and that any of it in chat says, he didn't come from no damn monkey. If people came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Is a fantastic question that misses the point entirely.
Yeah, exactly.
So where was I going to go with this? Okay, so we've talked about the past, how we got there, how we got out, all of our favorite stuff. Are there are new conspiracy theories all the time because as we enter back into politics, the president and the entire Republican Party pushes conspiracy theories all the time now, constantly, every day. The 2016 was a rigged election. 4 million illegal people voted. No evidence, but they will say it on TV. Donald Trump will say it all the time.
I think 2020 was the rigged election.
No, 2016 had 4 million illegal Hillary votes, according to Donald Trump. So when he won in 16,
even though he won, he's still
won.
saying that
because he lost the popular vote to Hillary. So when asked about that, he said 4 million illegal votes happened for Hillary. And then he put together an entire, he put the Republican House members in a committee to find that. And he announced it and he talked about how great it was. And then after 3 weeks, they quietly closed that investigation, finding nothing.
That explains why I never heard of it.
Yeah, and they wanted to keep that quiet, but he will still sometimes slip that in there. Sometimes, if you're really paying attention to him, he'll tell you that Hillary had illegal votes. That's what he's talking about. The 4 million. That just there's no evidence of it ever happening anywhere.
It's physically impossible. We have like 4 million illegal immigrants in our country. They would be able to tell if they were on our voting rolls.
Right. We would know who they are. But he just says it, and that's what he was saying back then. Then 2020 was stolen. Yeah, that was super stolen. That went through Hugo Chavez's ghost, which is bringing me up to my next conspiracy theory that they are going to push. Here's the next one. Are you ready for this? The 2020 election was stolen. Remember, what was that lady's name? She was a very weird looking lady. She got sued by the voting company, and then she had to pay them a whole bunch of money. I know Tucker Carlson got wrapped in something like that too, but I don't know about the lady. Smartmatic lawsuit was against a woman whose name I always forget because she is lame and boring. Regardless, she pushed that the Smartmatic machines sent their information through software owned by Hugo Chavez, built and operated by the Venezuelan government, and it flipped Biden votes to Trump votes to Biden votes, and then it sent that information back to the data counters, and she could totally prove it in court. She did not prove it in court. It was nonsense. She could not prove anything in court. She was just making it up. But Hugo Chavez was from Venezuela.
Right.
We have Nicolas Maduro, the previous, maybe kind of illegitimate president of Venezuela, in custody now. I think over the next couple of weeks, Donald Trump is going to put him in front of a judge, and he's going to claim that the 2020 election was stolen by Hugo Chavez.
Well, and what's interesting about that is Trump accused Venezuela in 2020 almost immediately after, because they were this conspiracy started right before the election count. Right before November is when when the conspiracy started, and by the time the election was over, it had gotten to Trump, and wasn't making posts about it, I don't believe, but he was sharing other people's posts about it.
Right.
On Truth Social, because it had existed by that point.
And he shared all that stuff. He talked about it all the time. I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see that happen. That's our next big conspiracy theory, is that Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, this lady whose name I forget, Rudy Giuliani, all of these ghouls are going to come out of the woodworks, and they're going to present their evidence again. And this time, the DOJ will have Maduro in a court saying that it was true, saying
they'll make a few big posts saying, we proved it. Don't look at the court. Look at this post. We proved it. He did it. And you know what that means? We're arresting Democrats for working with the Venezuelan president to steal the 2020 election.
And it doesn't have to be proven in court. He just has to say it in front of a camera to have the conservatives believe it. He will just say it. He'll say, yeah, we totally tried to rig the Venezuelan election and the American election. Why would he say that? So that he gets pardoned, so that he gets released, so that he gets lesser punishment. Once the American government owns your freedom, he's not a good guy. He'll lie to help himself.
Yeah.
And so he's going to lie and say whatever they want him to say. Same with old Ghislaine Maxwell. She's in prison and will say whatever gets her out of prison. It doesn't have to be true.
Jared Polis has said that he's considering pardoning Tina Peters. Who Biden pardoned. Trump pardoned her, but she has state charges.
Right.
And Polis said he might still do it because she was treated harshly. 9 years for being a fucking election official and committing fraud. That is a very reasonable charge.
That's what the Republicans are screaming about, is fraud in an election. We have literally found someone who did it, and they don't like that she's on the Republican side doing fraud.
Yeah, and not only that, but they want her freed, like to
Right.
do it again.
Yeah,
They
and
want
then-
people on their side to know that you're allowed to cheat. Like, it's unbelievable.
It's the chart that I always pop up. If Tina Peters is benefiting Trump, it's legal. It's allowed. If she is not benefiting Trump, then it is illegal. This is the only law that exists anymore. And that's the only law they respect, because that's all they think of it. That's how they think the law works. And now we've devolved into just complaining about conservatives, which is fine. That's how all politics should be.
Well, especially this conspiracy, because it's all fabricated by conservative politicians, which you would think that like any conspiracy-minded person, which, you know, I'm learning the older I get, is like a lot of these people dishonestly believe this stuff because they just want to support their partisan politics. But like, you would think that they would be like, I don't trust the government. I don't trust these government officials, whether or not they're on my side. But that was a misunderstanding I had for a long time until this whole Trump thing, where you're learning that actually there are a lot of people who didn't trust the government that really trust the government now.
Right.
Like to a dishonest extent.
Yeah, and they're like now they're the best friends of the FBI and stuff like that. The deep state has been replaced with Trump. Trump kicked out all the deep state people who were doing, you know, reality, and now that we've got the fictional imaginary people in place, they can tell you all the imaginary things that you want. They can make you feel good about all this imaginary stuff, the fake the Tylenol gives you autism, and you should drink blue dye with RFK Jr. And have you seen the food pyramid that I built for him?
That is a South Park joke.
Yeah.
That is a joke from South Park. Like, I don't even understand how that shit like went through anybody's head and they were like, yeah, let's do this. It's a parody of themselves. Like, it's literally was done as parody like 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, his new food pyramid, on the bottom is meat, and then right above that you have HGH, human growth hormone, and then above that you have raw milk, and in the
beef
top
tallow.
Yeah, beef tallow, and then at the very top you have ivermectin, and that is the new food pyramid that you need to be eating every day. And COVID, again, we didn't even talk about COVID conspiracies. I usually don't, because YouTube will kick me the fuck off.
Yeah,
it's a good way to get banned.
All those are still very fresh in people's minds,
right? And it's a mess.
People believe we were locked down for 3 years.
They don't care about raw milk. Now it's whole milk with a W.
During the lockdowns and never got in trouble. I don't even know how you talk to someone like that. Like someone who remembers that they didn't follow the lockdowns yet are still mad that they had lockdowns.
They're so angry. I've talked to a conservative who's just so angry about the lockdowns. And I was like, dude, like the state of Georgia locked down for 2 weeks, and then they stopped, and then they just never did it again. And they got lots of COVID cases, you know? And it's and just so angry about it. And then the troops that got removed because they wouldn't take the COVID shot is some sort of horrible travesty. But it's always been the case for the troops. If you are in the military,
if you didn't take your
refuse
flu vaccines, you'd get kicked out.
If you refuse the MMR vaccine, you get kicked out. If you refuse the flu shot, you'll get kicked out. If you refuse the smallpox injections, smallpox inoculation, you would get kicked out.
If you fucking refuse orders of any kind, you get kicked out. It's the fucking military.
And they were so angry about that one because they politicized everything. And I think that's the big misunderstanding that I have with conservatives. They think their thoughts aren't political.
Yeah.
It's only the left who are political. You know, and that's why I make the joke all the time. There's only two genders, male and political. That's it. There's only two races, white and political. There's only two types of marriage, straight and political. And that's the mindset they live in, is they think there are only two genders, male and political. Everybody who isn't a man is some sort of political deviation. Did you ever play the South Park video game? The Stick of Truth, I think is what it was.
I played some of it.
as they made another brilliant joke that as you increase the difficulty slider, your character's skin gets darker. And and I think that's brilliant. It's genius. Because what there's and that fits in with the conservative mindset. Base default humanity is straight white man. And if you're not those three things, you are a deviation. You're some sort of off-center deviant of some sort. If you are a queer black woman, you're so far away from normal humanity in their minds that they think that you're something else. You're some sort of alien. You're some sort of. Why would you choose to be all those things? It's because they're ignorant and they don't get out of their own house.
Yeah.
But
a conspiracy theorist might say that they are being intentionally taught this, but it's because this is a white supremacist country that never reckoned with that fact. Like that's why they all believe that. Nobody has to be at the head of that because these people they're fully informed by their culture.
And yeah, and culture. Yeah. I remember when Obama got elected, I was talking to people. I became, to a lot of my family, I became his spokesman because they didn't comprehend it. They didn't get it. They didn't understand it. And I was the closest thing they knew to someone who wasn't, because I'd left the tiny hometown that I lived in. So I became his spokesperson. They would call me and be like, I don't get it. Why would somebody vote for that? Nobody voted for him. How did Obama win? Nobody voted for him. I was like, okay, listen, you live in a town of like 10,000 people. You know 20 people in your entire life. And no, the 20 people that you know didn't vote for him. But there are millions of people outside your town. And they're like, no, I don't think so. They couldn't quite wrap their head around the idea that there is a world.
And this is something I wanted to get into a little before like we get out of the conspiracy stuff is like, you don't need to know all the information. You can debunk many of these conspiracies just by using normal logic, do these two ideas contradict each other type of logic. So like, why would the government both spend all this money on the military and want a strong military and military recruitment and all this, and then force their soldiers to take a shot that will make them weaker? Just completely illogical on its face. There's no need to get too deep into the information on that one. It just doesn't make sense. Why would China create a virus that kills millions of their own people? It just seems kind of not something that's an effective tactic for battle, to create I'm going to light my house on fire to burn down my neighbor's house. It's just illogical on its face. When information comes out, I think it's reasonable to interact with it, but a lot of people are they're right on this point, and no matter how many logical contradictions they see past that point, they don't reinterrogate this old stuff and try to rationalize it. I mean, it's all cognitive dissonance really, where they're choosing the thing that aligns most with their personal beliefs, but it's illogical on its face.
See, what you don't understand is it was a bioweapon intended to kill millions, but it escaped from their lab. Okay. And why?
And Alex Jones, I don't know if you were hearing any Alex Jones around that time, but this motherfucker went from saying the virus was going to kill us all when the government wasn't saying anything about it to within 2 months saying that the virus wasn't real when the government started caring about it, just immediately in front of his whole audience, flipping to the opposite thing the government was saying.
Right.
And no, none of the viewers, I think Alex Jones viewers have got to be some of the most far gone people.
It is. It's a type of trance that he kind of puts you into. I think Donald Trump does it too when he's in the weave, when he's in the talking thing. I think he actually puts people into kind of a trance. And then what was the other one? Yeah. How could why is the virus coming from Wuhan and there happens to be a virus lab there? Well, I had to explain that one to some family members as well. They were like, okay, wait a minute. There's a virus lab in the place that the virus comes from. I was like, yeah, no shit. If you were going to study walruses and you were going to put together all this money from a college to study walruses, would you build your walrus research center in Phoenix, Arizona?
Right.
No, there are no walruses there.
Yeah.
You would build it where the walruses are. So if you're going to study dangerous, deadly viruses, you go to where they begin and you build your lab there so you can just get them immediately. I had to explain that to a couple of people, and it made sense to them at the time. They were like, "Oh, okay, all right." The walrus analogy really stuck with them. And that,
Well, and
that
especially
kind of worked.
with COVID, they're studying coronaviruses in animals.
Mhm.
Like it mutated and jumped from animals to people, but they're studying animals at that lab. They
Mhm.
weren't studying people with COVID.
Right.
It jumped from the animals to people who weren't taking proper precautions.
Right.
They're in a lab wearing fucking gloves, full suits. Like they're the only people who aren't going to get COVID in that area, you know, if it were to break out. And like every time a story comes out, it's like the same thing. And you know, I think a lot of people, they see, like, there's this theory of information I'm sort of developing, like, in my own head, where, you know, conspiracy theories, they'll take a bunch of half truths and they stack the half truths on top of each other to create like a theory of everything, you know.
Mhm.
But the way a half truth works is it doesn't stack. A half truth next to a half truth, next to a half truth, next to a half truth.
Mhm.
They don't ever represent a full truth by just putting them all together, because they're different things. They're different facts. Factoids, really.
Yeah, and that's the trick as well, is stacking all those things up. I'd like to appreciate you for your medical degree that I've given you. As of now, you are a doctor now. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you're a doctor.
thank you. I will now start selling crystals.
There you go. Start selling bleach. The people just can just drink. It'll be fine. And as always, as YouTube forces us to say, or else we get in trouble, I'm not a doctor. Malachi, not a doctor, actually. And I've not been a doctor since the incident, and I am legally not allowed to discuss the incident. I'm under court order not to discuss the incident.
Yeah, and we actually don't believe in anything. We like YouTube as a overlord who decides our opinions. So.
Right. So I think any other conspiracy theory ideas you want to toss? Any new ones? Do you see any upcoming that you'd like to look at?
Yeah, before we jump off, or before we end the conspiracy part, I am down to talk a little bit of politics. I have about 30 more minutes after this, but
cool.
I did want to talk about
hooray, corporate
this
nihilism.
left-wing version of the election conspiracy.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about how, like, you know, it's obviously the same type of bullshit that we've been getting the last 10 years of this doesn't look right, you know, this doesn't look right. And it's just saying,
where did the 14 million votes go?
Right, exactly. And in this scenario, in this situation, this is the Election Truth Alliance, which is creating all these statistical analyses, where they're basically saying, with all of the polling, Trump didn't have a statistical advantage in this area, and then statistically it was like blown out of the water, you know, like he only had like a 5% chance of winning, and then he won by like 20% or like some shit like that, you know. Like I said, we don't need to get into deep specifics if on its face it's illogical, right? So they're saying basically that
I'm on their website, just cruising around.
Yeah. So because and I'm on a website I'm on Factually, which is a website that's talking about the Election Truth Alliance.
Okay.
When you go to their website, they're really trying to come across as like a recount effort. Basically, what they want to do is they want to see all of the votes counted in paper after the election. But what's interesting is they're they're basically attacking Dominion without saying it by saying that like the voting machine outcomes are higher for Trump than they should be. But what's interesting about this, and this is what the factually thing, I'll send you this link so you can put it in the video description or whatever.
Sure.
But the things that people need to look out for when they're like judging whether this is something they should take seriously is how many people they're willing to let look at their information.
Okay.
So far, none of the things that they've claimed have been peer reviewed by like other election integrity things. It's all within their Election Truth Alliance, like a company or website or whatever you want to call it. And another thing is, so they're doing these flags about statistics, and then they're not allowing people to peer review it, but they're saying that they're not going to take any of this to court, and that it's all going to be grassroots like movements to make sure that the next elections are done properly. And so it's basically like if you were someone who was, you know, a liberal who doesn't believe in those conspiracy lies because they don't have any data, or they keep getting disproved in court, and they're and all that stuff, then this works for you because the way that they do it is they don't go to court, so that way there's no court case showing that they got their fucking ass kicked, which is kind of clever. And you know,
Trump does it all the time,
right,
settling out of court before the case.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're doing this because, you know, I find it like a personally like disgusting, like self-advantageous thing for them to be doing as an organization, but it's also giving the other side good ideas, because the less times that they go to court with these ideas, the less evidence we have to point out that it's complete bullshit. So now going to this like election truth alliance thing, which sounds a lot like the Republican election denying institutions. They all have like these election integrity fund or election truth alliance or like names like that.
Patriot Act.
And yeah, and so like it says specifically right here, it says that the coverage of ETA's activities show both supporters emphasizing audit advocacy and critics noting a lack of independent peer-reviewed validation of ETA's statistical methods. So we don't know the methodology they're using, and they're not allowing people to peer review their stuff. And this says the organization's public footprint is primarily reports, toolkits, and calls for audits rather than formal courtroom challenges or established partnerships. So if they're unwilling to go to court with what would be a crime, then I think it's safe to throw the whole thing out the window. And, you know, other people might disagree with me on like acting this like harshly about it, but I just don't think it's the environment to be calling into question our election processes. It was proven pretty decisively in the Fox News Dominion case that Dominion's processes are like solid. And a big part, because the reason why I discovered this is because I spoke to someone who claims not to be a conspiracy theorist. He's just a normal liberal, and he is like hinging his belief on the fact that Dominion was bought by pro MAGA by a pro MAGA billionaire or something like that.
All millionaires are pro MAGA.
That's a good point. And of course, the people who owned Dominion before aren't like progressives. You know, they're not trying to like advocate for higher tax rates for the rich or anything like that. They're a capitalist like organization that sells voting machines. So first of all, they don't want to make it seem like their voting machines are compromised, because people will stop buying the fucking voting machines, which is how they make money. You know, they'll stop maintaining the voting machines. They'll stop like considering this a legitimate process or way to do things. And what that does is that pays their competitors, you know, because if you get a bunch of shit on Dominion, you're not going to have a bunch of shit on Smartmatic, you know, and I just think that, like most conspiracies, you can come up to this and be like, does it logically follow like the like motivations behind this?
Mhm.
And it doesn't. The way a lot of conspiracies make that final hinge, though, is by fantastical thinking and religion. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of right-wing conspiracies will be like, well, you know, the devil's behind it ultimately. So if the devil's behind it, they could bend any rule, they could
Mhm.
inhabit any person, they can change anything, make anything go any direction they wanted if the
Mhm.
devil's in charge of it.
Mhm.
With this one, it's, you know, a left-leaning thing. Elon Musk,
Blue and on, yeah.
separate from owning Twitter, which is the real way he influenced the election.
Mhm.
He like offhandedly brags in a Twitter post that he was able to control voting machines, and Trump agrees with him, and suddenly everybody believes that.
Mhm.
But Elon Musk is someone who lives off of like people thinking he's a great smart genius who is like running circles around like the smartest people in society.
Mhm.
It only bolsters him as a person, and not only that, it provides ammunition to the right wingers who want to you know, degrade the confidence in our elections.
Right, Elon
So
is
that's
a moron. He wanted
Yeah.
he has 1,000 very, very, very stupid ideas.
Yeah.
Every year for the past decade, he's been telling us any minute now we'll have self-driving cars, and it hasn't happened. You can find video of him saying in like 2012 or 2013, I think, as the earliest one, where he said next year, being 2014, we will have self-driving cars. Still
Yeah.
hasn't happened yet, and they still don't
And
function.
he steals public transport contracts
Mhm.
by leveraging his reputation with these big cities, and they go with him, and then we have something like the fucking Vegas tunnel that is
Awful.
fucking barely usable.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that went into that could have built like a real public transit system,
Mhm.
but no.
Entirely
It's
unfunctional. Yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't do anything. It's incredibly dangerous too. Like
Yeah, it's
I've
one by one driving through a narrow tunnel.
yeah, I've watched a few things about it, and it's just a terrible idea. It doesn't have like safety hatches and escape routes and proper ventilation. It's just a death trap. We know how to build tunnels. Civil engineers figured that shit out. We know how to do it. We know how to function them. And he did not do one. He thought that he could do a better job by cutting corners and being cool. And it's just madness. Have you ever heard him talk about rockets from New York to Los Angeles?
No.
Oh man, that's my favorite. And there was a full on
God.
takedown. He thought that it would only take like an hour or something like that for the rocket to go from New York to Los Angeles, and that's the way everybody's going to do it. And then you have an actual engineer come on and be like, "Hey, listen, a rocket blasting off at that when you look at rockets, there's nothing around them when they blast off because it's an explosion. If you put a rocket at the New York airport, it would destroy all the buildings that are nearby. The explosion would just ruin them, which means you need it to be an hour out into the water for it to work. So you would have to show up at the TSA, get scanned, get your security check, go onto a boat that takes you into the bay, into the water. Then you get on your rocket, and then the rocket explodes and flies across to Los Angeles. Sure, but anyone who isn't, I don't know if you've ever seen an astronaut before, they're very hardy. They're strong, healthy people. Anyone with a heart condition would be killed by the rocket. Children would pass out and maybe die from the G-forces. You send an engineer to actually figure out what Elon's talking about, and it's stupid as hell.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's kind of funny because I was watching a video about NASA conspiracies the other day.
Yeah.
And they get really stuck up on the fact that we can't reuse rockets from the 60s to go back to the moon. And exactly that. We couldn't reuse a rocket to go back and forth across the country because they're disposable. It's one use for rockets. You don't get to reuse them like that. You take apart the parts and then you can reuse some parts, but you can't reuse a whole rocket. That's not how they're made.
And that's what Donald lives about Elon as he launched that rocket and then he landed it. And I'm like, no, you're not going to use that one again. It has to be stripped down, rebuilt, and put back together, you know. Elon is a complete dumbass, according to the chat. And I like that, yeah. So yeah, and then he pushes his own conspiracy theories, you know, and then Elon will, I think that's a giant, massive conspiracy theory that all the conspiracy theorists are ignoring. The richest man in the world owns the most powerful communication device in history, pays people to vote in Pennsylvania, and his AI has called itself Mecha Hitler, and Grok is cooking child sexual abuse material. Like, he's just making it. And this is all
fucking Sig Heiled at the fucking
Sig Heiled.
What was that, Trump's inauguration?
At the inauguration. And Twitter is just filled with Nazis. Like, if you showed up at a house party and you found out that there were child sexual abuse material producers there and Nazis, you would leave that party.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stay there.
And if they were all running the party, you might question what the goal of the party is.
Right. You would leave. And so that kills me that we don't, that people are still on Twitter. Like, shut that shit down. Get the hell off of Twitter.
Well, and to, the audience might like this, but to quote Milo Rossi, the conspiracies are right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not hidden mysteries. You can see what's happening.
It's right
Very
there.
obvious.
All of the stuff that Elon has done has been in the news. We've seen it, and just nobody cares, because it's the only app that does the thing. Every reporter is still on Twitter, every single one. And that's what I would, if I ever talk to a reporter, I'd say, get off of Twitter. You're just helping him. You're helping the Nazis. You're helping the Grok cook cheese pizza. Like, you're helping all of these terrible things by being there, by posting on it, by clicking on the links, and it's the best communication tool there is.
Yeah. The same goes for left-wing entertainers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
get off of it.
I think, if all those people were gone, it would be easier for the normies to see that it's a Nazi pit, you know, but because the normies are able to just follow some people, and so they never see how bad it is, but the left-wingers see how fucking bad it is there right now. And it's like, you know, I watch a lot of like stuff that's like going back over 2020, and the craziest thing I think to think about is that nobody saw Twitter coming. Like, everybody was like laughing at Donald Trump for complaining that he got kicked off of Twitter in 2020. And because he got kicked off over January 6th.
Right.
And so 2021, early 2021. And just to think that 4 years later, they would not only be running Twitter, Elon would be running Twitter. Everybody was making fun of him when he said he was going to buy it. But the U.S. government creates their primary propaganda and communication channels on Twitter. Nobody could have fucking predicted that.
Right.
But honestly, everybody should have saw that.
Every politician is on there. I argue with a friend of mine in chat called Killer Mac. Mach 7 Radio says only Nazis party with Nazis, and he's absolutely right. But yeah, there's a chatter called Killer Mac. There's a friend of mine, and I've suggested to him that we need a public version of Twitter that is not owned by a company. It's very similar to like the post office. It exists. You can go there. You have to use your real name. You have to sign up with like your government ID, and you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. But every politician would be required to. If you win a state or even city office, you have to sign up for this public Twitter. You have to put your real name in there, and you can use that to reach people. And then the people who send you messages would have their real names because it's been proven with their ID. The government already has your driver's license info. It's a government issued ID. They know where you live. The government knows where you live. So you're not like giving it anything. You're giving them the information they already have. And then any of it in chat gets, he's probably heard me rant about it too, but you could probably vote with the damn thing. I mean, voting with that, and then you would know who your representative is, and then you could send them a message and be like, hey, the stoplight doesn't work. Hey, we got too many potholes on this road. And they would get a name of a human being rather than cat turd or lowercase x, uppercase x, Vegeta Sephiroth, telling
It's like
them
a
that
modern
things
day
suck.
system that's begging to be created, but
Right.
I don't think our government just like doesn't have the balls to do
Well,
it.
it
Like it's
wouldn't
almost
make
like,
money. It wouldn't have
well,
any
yeah,
ads. It wouldn't turn a
but
dollar.
it's like, I think it's also like a reputational thing. Like they don't want to be the people doing moderation. I think that's a big part of it.
And yeah, we would have to hire government workers to moderate it. If you do a crime, they would ban you and tell you, hey, that's a crime. You're not allowed to threaten people. You're not allowed to do this. And it would have your real name on there. So I think a lot of people would be less likely to. The anonymousness of the internet helps you do bad things, as we can see when ICE wears masks. When the ICE agents wear masks, they're more likely to be bad guys. They're more likely to push the rules and push the line on what they're allowed to do because they are slightly anonymous. They're trying to be anyway. And
I'm done with conspiracies. If you want to jump into the ICE,
I definitely could. Almost WeChat in China. So China has something that's similar to it called WeChat. Interesting. And I would say that we need a government sponsored, not government paid for. I don't want them to dictate it. I just want them to set it up sort of like PBS, sort of like the mail system, the UPS. And you're allowed to get on there and post whatever you want. You can post your kids' birthday photos if you want to, but it's going to be your name. And anybody can see it, and you can still block people, and you can still do the things, and you should use it to vote and get services. If you need unemployment insurance, go through that app, and then it knows who you are. It sees your posting history and stuff like that. And if it's and you could vote through there. That's my idea anyway. We might need thumb scanners or thumbprint scanners or something like that too. But hell, make that part of the DMV, and you have to sign up for it when you get your stuff.
Well, and that's one thing I find frustrating about like a lot of voter conspiracies is it's like there's a number per person, and it's a number that says you were born here, and everybody has one. We don't have to. You don't have to have IDs. You don't have to have fucking poll watchers. There's a person per number. You know, if 2 of those numbers show up, then that's 2 votes, and you get in trouble. You know, that's already how it works. If you, I just an aside, a random thing that frustrates me to no end.
Okay, yeah, and a lot of those conspiracies are also conflating the registrations with the actual votes. Registration happens when you fill out the paperwork. You can write, "My name is Mickey Mouse, and I live on 123 Elm Street." You can write that on the registration form. They have to take that form and treat it seriously. Because
to talk about a little bit of news, they actually just did a whole like analysis of the voter rolls in Utah, and they found one guy who's an illegal immigrant on the voter rolls, and he never voted.
And he never did, because if he had tried, they would have stopped him. They would have put it into a provisional status and then not counted it. It would have been a crime. Yeah, and because the registration people are paid per filled out registration. This is also an issue. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but the get out to vote registration, people get paid per form they turn in. So if you turn in 1 form, you get paid once. If you turn in 100, you get paid 100 times more. So they would just fill them out. They would have anybody they want fill them out, or they would write fake stuff in there just to get that number, just to get that money. So the registration is wrong, but the people, it gets checked. Once the registration happens, someone intelligent looks at it and says, is this legitimate? If it's not, they reject it. And so the system works. We have the system figured out. We know exactly how to do this. And it's just conservatives lying about their misunderstanding or bad faith, intentionally lying about the system that they know doesn't work, or the flaws within the system or something like that, because we know it works. How would you like to watch somebody get shot?
Well, let's do it.
All right. So this happened just now. We're going to see if I can put it up on the big screen. There it is. So we might watch it a couple of times because it is a bit complicated. Let me double check. Yeah, I think we're good here. Let me real quick check that the stream looks proper. Where did my button go? There is. Oh no, I got to scooch it. I can't put it in full screen like that. It's in the wrong spot. Maybe I can just make it bigger.
I can see as much as I need to.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to turn the volume on. We're going to watch this very disturbing video. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it big. And then I'm going to go here. And I'm going to scooch it to the side. There we go. I'm so smart. Okay. All right, we're going to go back here and hit play.
They're doing too much, man. And they keep pushing people, you know?
Watching your live, so I have a tiny bit of a
Holy
delay.
shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? No,
And there he is
yeah,
laid
are
out.
you
So
fucking kidding me?
I had the volume on so we could hear the gunshots, because that actually kind of makes sense. I thought, well, so let's start at the beginning. So they got a guy, they're wrestling with him. He started shoving them. They started shoving him. It doesn't matter. So they're wrestling him. They're bringing him to the ground. I thought this guy on the
beating him
on the left side was pistol whipping him, hitting him with the pistol, but I'm not sure that's what happened.
That he was swinging his hand weird. I was wondering.
And there
why
was
he was hitting
something
him
in
like
his hand. I think it's pepper spray. It's one of those bottles of pepper
that.
spray.
Oh, like he's hitting him with the corner of the bottle. Maybe?
Yeah. So I think that he's got something in his hand right there. He's swinging his right hand, and there's something in his hand. I thought it was a pistol at first. I thought he was hitting a guy with his pistol. And we can watch this guy on the left side kind of swinging something in his hand to bop this guy. And I thought that's how it went off. But when you turn the volume on, I think it is, you can actually see him draw his weapon at some point. Let me find the right guy, because we're doing play by play now. I have to turn the volume back on so I can.
It looks like it might be his gun.
It does look like a gun, doesn't it? And we get
it's sticking out weird.
Yeah. So we get this guy on the left here pulling his gun, and I think he might have been the first to fire. I'm not entirely sure.
What the fuck? Holy shit!
No, he wasn't the first. Somebody in that wrestle, somebody in the dog pile, accidentally fired the weapon, or unintentionally fired the weapon, or maybe intentionally fired the weapon. But then the guy over here pulls his weapon. You can see him right there. There's his left hand, or his right hand, sorry. He's on the left side. That's his right hand.
Yeah, I see him.
And he, oops, damn it.
Which is like, okay.
Yeah, so he heard a gunshot, so he pulled his gun and now has his gun out and is pointing it. And
what the fuck?
Looks like he fires a couple.
They killed him? Did they?
Yeah, so I think several.
Yeah, is that guy in the back running because of the gunshot? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, he is running because of the gunshots. Yeah. And
Okay.
that's why, it's tricky.
He's like, I didn't do this. I'm not getting seen doing
I'm
this.
not getting shot. He doesn't want to get shot, is that too. Because he doesn't want to be in the crossfire.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, so we're not entirely sure who has fired or how they did it or what. But that guy definitely got shot like 5 times. And it's not going well. Let's see if there's any updates. Federal agents shot and killed a Minneapolis man. DHS officials say he was armed. He was armed. Well, guess what? The DHS posts Nazi memes now. And I don't believe them anymore. I have lost trust in what DHS officials say because they lie so often. Federal agents fatally shot a man this morning in South Minneapolis, setting off confrontations between protesters and agents at the scene. It was the second fatal shooting. The Department of Homeland Security says the man was armed with a gun and 2 magazines of ammunition and circulated a photo of the weapon. DHS said that the agent fired in self-defense. I can't believe them anymore.
I think if he was going to try to shoot them, it would have probably been before they all started beating his ass on the ground.
Right. It was
right.
They were shoving. They were in a shoving match. They were pushing each other around. He'd have drawn before that.
But like they love doing this, throwing out like information only for it to like never get proven, but it sticks in people's heads anyway.
Because first impressions are the most important. And the conservatives
It's like how
know
Trump
that.
said that woman completely ran over the ICE officer, and then now it's part of the conversation about whether he got completely ran over, and everybody can see he fucking didn't.
Right. And so the first person to get out there and build the narrative, and that is a flaw within our media that I could rail about forever, is that they let the right wing build the narratives. Every media organization lives in a house that the right wing built, and you can't change their mind. No matter what the right wing says, that's what's true and needs to be debunked.
One of my favorite podcasts is like a Alex Jones analysis podcast called Knowledge Fight.
Okay, yeah.
And the way they describe it is these people, they write in the concrete while it's wet, you know, and then it dries and nobody can do anything with it.
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah. His name was Alex Jeffrey Preddy of South Minneapolis, 37, listed in, from South Minneapolis. So he's not a paid agitator from out of state. I know the right wing loves to talk about that shit. Let's see, news conference.
They called the fucking local protesters here in my town paid agitators.
Paid agitators, folks. What's his name? It's funnier when I remember his name. George Soros is out there paying the people to come to these protests. I've got the receipts. I've seen their pay stubs. How else could they all show up at the same time in the same place?
Chi-coms.
So Tim Walz, who I'm very upset with. I loved Tim Walz when he first got on the scene. He's kind of wimped out.
He's scared.
He is.
He's
Still
like
waiting
now.
on that check to clear.
He said, we want peace. They want chaos, which is true. It says we cannot and will not give them what they want. Okay. But he doesn't go as far as he probably would have a couple of years ago. I think he got a talking to during the campaign, and he really chilled out. He's the one that called him weird. He said, these are weird little guys. And everybody gravitated towards it. Everybody was like, yeah, finally, we got somebody who's talking tough. And then he softened it and he loosened it up, and he got a little bit softer, because.
And I think those were left-wing advisors that did that. Well, left-wing as in Democrat.
DNC advisors. Yeah.
Yeah. But with this most recent thing, like him saying he's not going to run for re-election and all that kind of stuff, I think he's like genuinely scared for his life at this point.
So yeah, the law enforcement did show up. The cops did show up and stood between the protesters and the ICE agents. But I think that's just so that nobody's contaminating the scene. I mean, usually cops don't let people run around a crime scene anyway. So a lot of people were very upset with that. I'm not okay with the police protecting ICE, but I think they were protecting the crime scene at this point. So I'm not too upset about that. And hopefully they're investigating.
And that's a weird quote because, like, I mean, I understand kind of what he's saying because he doesn't want them to have riots that the national government can then suppress, but also the national government is responding when they have like mass resistance to these things, like by defending themselves and like recontextualizing stuff. So I almost kind of feel like they do want people to feel too afraid to protest, you know? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good either way. So yeah, we have people like this and this is a leftist who's saying that the furious community members are gathering state police and conservative cops here in front of the 50 federal agents. Well, yeah, kind of, because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. That's what the police are supposed to do. They're supposed to separate the two things that are fighting. They're supposed to put themselves in between the two issues. I think I wish they would arrest the people. I wish they would kick them out. That's what I would say. If Minnesota, the state of Minnesota needs to put their National Guard on the street between the people and ICE agents. I mean, surround the ICE facility. We know where it is. Put a dozen Humvees in their way. Just sit there. You don't have to attack them. You don't have to antagonize them. You have 100 Humvees surround their base and just sit there still and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it Pritzker the one who mobilized his National Guard, and now we're not seeing Chicago stories right now, at least right now.
Right. And he mobilized the National Guard, and they backed off. And that's what Trump will do. If you stand up to him, he will back off. And I would just wish more people would stand up to him, but they're scared. They're afraid to get sued. They're afraid of bad press. They're afraid of the media apparatus. The entire media organization, all of them are owned by conservative people who want more money.
Yeah.
They're not here to inform you. They're not here to tell you what's true. They're here to make money on soda ads or medication ads or My Pillow ads or something like that. That's what they're there for. And sometimes you find out what's going on. But yeah, they're afraid to get sued.
I think it's pretty clear that they're choosing to focus on Minneapolis so much because that's where their propaganda game is the strongest right now. You know, they have the Somali stuff and they have Tim Walz being like the guy who ran against Trump, you know, like they have a lot of strong propaganda against them right now that they're utilizing to like sort of make the conservatives want to look away while they get the job done, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I think that's what they're going for. That this was that was the guy who ran against Donald Trump. Oops. He was the guy who ran against Donald Trump. He was the one who was fighting against and arguing with Donald Trump. And
not only that, but he's hosting fraudulent Somalis who are stealing from the federal government.
And if one Somali broke the law, then all of them have to be collectively punished, right?
Right, because just normal racism is just like completely acceptable. Like just suddenly, like this year, it just like became absolutely in polite conversation to just be wretchedly racist.
Right,
like
yeah,
this
gutter
would have been
racism is
recognized as
back.
racist 10 years ago, like by like Republicans.
Yeah, that's because of wokies. Wokies wouldn't let you be openly racist, and now you can because woke is dead.
Well, they wouldn't let you make the jokes, so now you seriously have to feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't let people do secret dog whistle racism, then they'll do open racism. And I'm like, well, okay. I'd prefer the open stuff. At least I know. But and most people would. So we've got some video on screen of all the stuff that's happening today. It's just not going to go well for them. And this makes me feel good. I know I'm doomer often on streams, but regular people being out here, standing in the street, getting in the way, this makes me feel good. The fact that regular everyday people are out here protesting it, and it's cold. If it were pleasant out there would be more people. If it were,
and I think
springtime, there would be even more people in your way.
Yeah. And activating apolitical, like centrist people is like the strongest tool we have right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, I know I am often, complaining or dooming or talking about how bad things are, but this makes me think that it's good. It makes me think that the people don't like what ICE is doing. The people are out here protesting properly, and not even violently. This isn't even nearly as violent as something like the Boston Tea Party. I talk about that all the time. Every chance I get, I'm like, yeah, the Boston Tea Party. Masked men, or even destroyed private property,
or even the BLM protests. Like it's like people like to talk shit on how violent that was. It was a specific tactic, and a lot of those same people aren't using that tactic anymore because they know like that the government will use it to create mythologies around like the destruction of cities.
The entire
Minneapolis
city's gone.
was supposed to be burned down to the ground.
Yeah, according to Trump, the whole place burned down. They show one target getting looted, and then they just tell you that the entire city is ruined and destroyed, and it's gone. It's wiped from the face of the map. Call Mr. Rand McNally himself and tell him to remove Minneapolis from the map. It's gone.
And it feels a lot different when you have like an old lady walking around with a sign while a armored man chases her down with a fucking can of mace.
Right.
It doesn't look good for them. It looks a lot better for us than the BLM protests did.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, yeah, and when you look at the numbers, the absolute mass of people who came out for the BLM protest was gigantic. Biggest protests the country has ever seen. And per capita, if you ratio that out, it was incredibly peaceful compared to the civil rights issues and the civil rights marches in the 60s. Those were far more violent. Way more people got hurt. Way more people got killed during the 60s by percentage.
Yeah. But it's like those two specific places, them burning down, what was it? My brain keeps trying to say Milwaukee, but they burned down the Minneapolis police station, right?
I think it was Minneapolis.
And then they attacked the Portland courthouse. And those were like the two places Portland where they get like all of the footage.
I can't spell Minneapolis. I can't type for shit. Minneapolis burning courthouse. I think that was what it was. Yeah. This is the one. So I think, it was at least I think it was Minneapolis burning courthouse. A right-wing agitator shot the place up with an AR and then somebody started the fire. We're not even entirely sure who did it and stuff like that. But yeah, it was the right-wing media uses this photo to scare all the old white people into giving all their money to Donald Trump, and it's insane.
Yeah, it looks like they found the guy who did it. A 23-year-old was the guy who burned down the Minneapolis police station.
Okay.
So, I mean, just, yeah, one guy can really just change the whole image for the whole protest movement, but I don't think that's happening this time.
No.
I think all of the errors are on the feds. But they're going hard. I mean,
yeah, and it makes me happy that all these normal people are out there trying to help and trying to do things and recording them. And another shooting happened today, and it got recorded, and we know, and we could, if they weren't wearing masks, figure out who they are, and we will probably figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And I want the local police to step in to investigate. I want the FBI to do that. But the FBI works for Pam Bondi, and she said, and she will tell you that this is a terrorist. She will tell you that they're armed before they even know it. Yeah, she will tell you that Renee Good was a left-wing agitating terrorist who was paid to protest by George Soros. And that makes me not trust the DHS. And so when
I wouldn't doubt if the FBI is going to the people who recorded this house right now and being like, "Are you a agitator? Did you like have any role in this this person antagonizing ICE to attack them?" I mean, have you heard of any of the stuff Alex Jones is saying lately, like when it comes to his apologia for ICE?
No, I haven't watched him on Talk About ICE.
He is a caricature of the bad guys he used to talk about at this point. Like he's saying like ICE has no choice but to do this because people are resisting.
The left made them do it.
Killed by the feds. Yeah, basically.
Folks, the left they pushed woke on us. They forced it down our throats, and now we have to retaliate. You know.
Before he even saw the video of Renee Good being shot, when he first heard about it live on his show, he goes straight to saying, well, she was probably trying to run over police as like a George Soros protester. And then when he figured out what actually happened, he was just like, oh, this is bad. This is their new George Floyd moment.
Right. And then
funny, he called Ashley Babbitt the rights George Floyd moment. Yeah. But it's like it's good when they have their good George Floyd moment, but it's bad when
Ashley Babbitt charges and breaks into the Capitol and assaults police officers. That's fine. That's good. That's
she was
right.
Just
That's
being
awesome.
A gentle soul.
Yeah, she was doing praxis. She was doing a good thing. But when
a defenseless mother,
yeah, when she was attacking people with her car, it never ends. And I don't know why. And the media lets them get away with that. Like that drives me nuts is when you watch CNN and stuff like that, and they soft pedal all of the language. They wash all of the language to lean to the right. They always do, even on CNN. Even the person who owns MSNBC is doing it for money. They're just giving you a different flavor of news. So they're offering a counter flavor, not because of some ideology, not because they want the world to move to the left. No, they just want like money, and they need a second flavor.
They want a stable environment in order to sell their products. You know, they don't want the country to degrade into fire and chaos. But part of that to them is progressives winning would devolve things into fire and chaos.
For them, because we would tax them.
For them. Yeah, exactly. It's fire and chaos when they don't make as much money, just like it's fire and chaos when people are being shot in the streets by federal agents. They don't want either to happen, but they're going to push against one thing more than the other because they still kind of make money when the news is bad. You know, they make a lot of money when the news is bad.
Right. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the money. And that's what the point that I keep coming back to. It's all about the money, 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 SpongeBob. SpongeBob, my boy, it's all about the money. It's just nobody else cares about anything else. The Dems won't save us if it hurts the bottom line. Chuck Schumer won't hold a contentious vote if it hurts the stock prices. Hakeem Jeffries won't push for any sort of left-leaning solution because his donors told him not to. Yeah. And it's just capitalism has run amok.
And it's like their whole political philosophy is it's it's their turn at the wheel, you know, like they do their thing. We do our thing. We'll get a turn eventually. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, I forgot that part of the Constitution. You have to give Republicans a turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
34th Amendment.
Okay, well, it was fun. I think I'm gonna get out of here.
Yep, I appreciate you coming in. So I'll outro yourself. Tell the people where they can see you and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. If you guys want to find me, I am at American Burnout on YouTube. You don't go to my Blue Sky. I am much more crass there, and I deactivate every couple of months because I scroll too much.
Oh, okay.
I will be returning to politics in a few months, but I'm taking like politics courses in school right now, so thinking about it too much. Right now I'm working on a debunk for the second episode of The Dead Files, which is a ghost show. So
okay.
I think that's really fun to do. It's interrogating misinformation without, you know, hurting my soul. To some extent, you know, the way they lie is just as bad as any politician, but at least the consequences aren't as severe. So yeah, if you want to see me talk some more, you can find me over there. I also did some stuff with Waldo. If you're curious about our last few conversations, I can't remember what they were about right now, but it had something to do with the election, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it was good coming on. I had a lot of fun, and I will be back. So
okay, well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody go over and click on his stuff. Click the like, click the subscribe. Type something into the comment section. It doesn't matter what.
Leave a comment. I get too many hate comments. Balance it out.
Right. Any comments, even and the YouTube algorithm is powered by hatred. So even if you go there and hate somebody else, it benefits.
Right.
So
yeah, go in there and like call someone a cuck. You know, I don't mute any comments. It's a free for all in there. So yeah, come on over.
All right,
Waldo.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, no problem. You too.
All right, so that was fun. We had a guest, and yeah, it was good. He reached out to me last year about coming on and talking about stuff, and then we had a good time talking. And then when we talked, it was mostly about it leaned toward conspiracy theory, and then he said a couple of the key words that I was like, oh, you know, conspiracy theories, and I wanted to talk about that with him. So I said we should meet up at a later date and discuss conspiracy theories. And so we did that today. It was a very good time. I had a great time with it. So let me look at, I have not looked at chat lately. Mach 7. Yeah. The Democrats are, pretty awful. We don't hate them enough. We don't dislike them as much as we should. So let me take a look. What do I want to do? Do I want to play a video game for the next couple of hours? If I stopped streaming right now, I would eat a donut and then I would play the Enfield game. But if I do keep streaming, I could just do that anyway, right? Right. And the chats will still be up. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I am going to stop just for a minute. I'm going to change the title in Twitch. I'm going to change the title because you can change it live. I've changed the name from to Enfield and Arguing with Chat. So not really arguing. I probably get along with everybody in chat. But if for some reason somebody wants to argue, you can. So if you're in chat, hop in. If you're paying attention, if you're listening, hop in the chat. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Go on over to the Discord and tell me how you feel. If you're in the Twitch chat, the lovely robot lady will read your stuff out loud. Copy link. Nope. Copy link address. There we go. Then I put it here. Paste. Go. Okay. So there's the Discord right there. There's the Discord address. Go on over there and leave links to cool stories. And I am going to grab a donut, grab a glass of water, and then we're going to play a game called Enfield. It'll be a good time. Let me start up the game. And if you're in Twitch chat, the robot will read your stuff out loud. Robot. See?
Robot.
There she is. Lovely robot lady. we'll read this stuff out loud for you. So you can yell at me. You can tell me how terrible I am. You can give me your favorite conspiracy theory. What is your favorite conspiracy theory? Mach 7, what is your favorite conspiracy theory? Which one do you like the most? Fluoride in the water? A missile hit the Pentagon? Bigfoot lives in your backyard? Whatever you like. Whatever sounds good to you. And we'll talk about it. We'll feel it all out together. And it'll be a good time. Let me stretch out chat again. I'm on here. I'm going to go to chat. Where's the chat? It's right here. Oh, there's a doggy. Oh, look, a puppy dog. Let me grab him. I'll grab the puppy dog. Bobo break. It's Bobo, the baby bark boy. Hello, Bobo. How are you? What's your favorite conspiracy theory, Bobo? Oh, his favorite conspiracy theory is that the mailman is delivering mail with chemicals on the envelopes that control your mind. Yes, that's why he hates the mailman so much. That's why he hates him. That's why he yells at him, barks at him, screams at him every day. Every time he sees a mailman, he tries to kill him. I'm even talking about it now. He's getting excited. All right, Bo. It's time for him to have a nap. He sleeps on the back of the couch right here. And so it's just about time for him to have a nap. Whew. Let's close all these windows, close these windows, start the video game. And we got to turn the volume down. I watched back the stream from the other day, and it's just way too loud. Go. The theory from Dr. Strangelove about bodily fluids.
I like the medbed thing. But maybe it's just 'cause it's new.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the theory of Strangelove. What did Dr. Strangelove say about bodily fluids? Was he like talking about vitreous humors or something like that? I honestly, I've never seen the actual movie. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. Mach 7, sorry. But yeah, any of it, likes the med beds. I don't know what the med beds are, man. That's so weird. Like you're just talking about a thing that isn't, it's so strange. The magical med beds that you just lay into and then it cures all your diseases and stuff like that. All right, let's get the game started. It's loading now. So yeah, and all of my favorites. I mentioned all of my favorite ones, but yeah, when I was a kid, I would watch grown ass men with degrees in aeroscience or aerospace aeronautical shit, and they would just tell me that it's impossible for black triangles to fly through the air, and it's definitely an anti-gravity alien spaceship. And then the stealth bomber got released, to the public. We all saw videos and pictures of the stealth bomber. Oh, there was a general saying that the commies were stealing his fluids. Okay. 1 second. I know this is too loud. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn the volume of this game way down. All right, loading. Let me get the thing over here. And then we're going to turn off the web view. Oh, we're going to turn that off. Get that camera off too. Window capture off. The video capture device 2 is turned on. Oops. The guest is turned off. Haha, there we go. And then we turn on the game capture. And we play Anfield. Ready? Go. Finger flicks. Bam. See? Finger flicks always work. If you ever have an IT problem, flick your fingers at it. That'll help. Okay, so we're going to claim that. We're going to accept it. I hope you guys like gotcha games, because I am a absolute sucker for these stupid gotcha games. It's so silly and it's so unimportant. Okay, what am I gonna do? I need a donut. I need some food. So you're gonna stare at my favorite new waifu while I go and get a donut. I'll be right back. Please don't leave. Please tell your friends. Go, let's play a game. I'm gonna play here in just a sec. Okay, 1 sec. I'll be right back.
This lady could use some more belts on her.
Okay, I'm back. I got some donuts. You're true. That's right. She does need more belts. Absolutely true. Well, and now, as a horrible degenerate monster, I'm going to eat food while streaming. I try not to, but I want to play this game, and I'm going to be doing it anyway, and I don't want to close off the stream and start doing it. So look at my Pokemon. Look at all my Pokemon. I'm playing Pokemon right now. That's what I should have titled it. Enfield is the new Pokemon. Because she's a lizard lady, you see? She got a lizard tail.
Am I looking all right from this angle?
And here's our bunny lady. With a bunny tail, see? This is the new Pokemon.
Watch this! Awesome, right?
And that is some sort of, what is that? It's got scales, but then it also has hair, which freaks me out. You can't have scales and hair. That doesn't make any sense.
I heard your footsteps, Professor.
See, this is my grass type sheep Pokemon named Ardelia, and this is my physical fighter type Chen Pokemon,
Right?
and this is my
all right from this angle?
electric type bunny. I mean, how is this not Pokemon? I mean, electric mouse is Pikachu. Water turtle is Squirtle. Same idea. So that's my main team. I've got Iguana,
Who's due for some bad luck
Nature
this time?
Iguana,
Am I looking all right from this
Lightning
angle?
Bunny,
Watch
physical,
this.
I don't know, dragon thing, I guess, Asian dragon, some damn thing. And then Nature sheep.
I heard your footsteps, Professor. Still waiting for something?
This is my main character, who is, as usual in all the gacha games, mandatory but also kind of useless. Not useless, but I just assume. Because that's all the other gacha games where you don't actually use your main character.
Wind speed's okay. Visibility's good. Perfect weather for snowboarding.
Here's my ice type polar bear. With the bear ears. You see the bear ears up there? Does she have a tail? I don't remember. She does. It's very tiny. You can see the little poof of polar bear tail back there. If you can draw your eyes away from her shoes. I'm sure that's exactly what you're staring at, her shoes. But yeah, the polar bear tail. Hooray, and she snowboards. Hooray.
Prepped and ready to go.
Lightning type cat girl.
The slightest
Is a
slip of
dude
mine
gay?
decides
Gross, who cares?
to live.
What
Another
a
dude.
beautiful day.
Gross.
I offer today's dialogue and contemplation to your terminal in reverence.
Ice type, what? She got a... She another dragon? Mm-hmm. Dragon thing with the scales and the little fork tail. I kind of like that tail, though. That's interesting. like a little fork on it. And horns. Giant horns. Wolf boy, gay, gross, who cares?
I overworked myself again.
I don't know who she is. She's anemic, I think.
You better
This is
appreciate the break while it lasts.
ice type. What is she? A dog? Wolf? She got ears. Okay, I thought that was her hat. And a wolf tail, I guess. She's a dog. She's very sleepy. She's very tired. Apparently, this is a type that some guys like. I don't get it. But yeah, she's the ice type sleepy Pokemon. And then we got a dragon guy.
You have something to discuss with me.
Gay, gross.
I believe we should be better prepared.
Dog boy. Again, gross. Who cares? And then we got, I think,
A strong team is one without any weak links.
she's a Shiba Inu, right? She's one of the meme dogs because of the tail there, I think. Yeah. Okay. Great. And so yeah, all of the characters are aminals. They're all Pokemons except for your main character, who's a human.
I'd throw my Pokeballs M.
Yeah, I know, right? And so yeah, that's all the characters I've got so far. So I'm in this evil level. I've got some stuff, but let's see what we got in the mail. Yep, no, we're not taking a survey right now. What we will do while I'm eating, still, and my fingers are sticky with donut glaze, we'll do the pull. We'll get some of that sweet dopamine as we pull for stuff. So there's all the fancy good characters that you don't get unless you give them a bunch of money. But I think we'll do this here. Yeah, here we go. I got tickets. Are you ready for the dopamine hit? You ready for this? Let's get some dopamine, boys. We even pulled down the lever down. Pull the lever down. Oh, it feels so good.
Captain Akakuri of Operation Team Z7.
I have like 10 of
reporting
this
in.
lady.
The operations dossier,
she's already maxed out.
budget summary, and action plan are ready for review. Which would you like to read first? Why do I have to do this again?
I have her maxed out too because she's bottom of the barrel.
Greetings, Administrator.
4 stars is the lowest you can go.
I missed out.
I do not understand.
And please don't give me physically intensive assignments.
Antal of Op Z7 reporting for duty. I've studied Originium automation and occasionally help with modifying or repairing
Dragon Boy,
Originium
gross.
device.
Why do I have to do this again?
There she is. It's like the 10th time I've got her.
Captain Akakuri of Operation Team Z7 reporting in. The operation...
5 star. Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for the job? Nice meeting you. Name's Alash. I like to read, and I can do angling with my eyes closed. Happy to be on board.
And there's a fisherman guy. Okay.
Captain Akakuri of Operation Team Z7 reporting in. The
Antal of Op Z7 reporting for duty. I've studied Originium
Catcher, Op Team Z7. My role is giving the team cover and logistics support.
Capello Wolf Gartoloppi, Anfield Crisis Team.
Wolf Boy.
I represent the pack. Give me any mark job, and as long as our contract stands, I'll be your closing facts.
With an Antonio Banderas accent. Okay. Two wolf boys in that poll. Lame. They're not waifus. What the hell? Sorry you had to watch me eat. It's disgusting, I know. We can do it again. Let's go. Yeah. Pull the lever. Yes. Feel the feelings. Feel that dopamine kicking in. Oh my god, it feels so good. It feels so good.
Captain Akikuri of Operation Team Z7 reporting in. The operations dossier, budget summary, and action plan.
Cheap.
Enter of Op Z7.
So many Dragon Boys.
Catcher. Op Team Z7.
So many dog boys.
Captain Akikuri of
She's
Operation
again.
Team.
You're haunting my dreams.
Catcher. Op Team Z7. Catcher. Op. Catcher.
Oh my god. Oh
Op
my
Team-
god.
Enter of
Why do I have to do this again?
Hey, we got one.
Knowledge most ancient.
Okay.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the codes of malice. I am Saihi, Administrator. May you be enlightened.
Okay. I haven't given this game any money. Probably because of shit like this. Alright. Alright, that's enough of that. Do I have any more of these even? I only got one ticket left. Okay. So, we will continue with the actual game. I know that, shocking, that wasn't the game that you just saw. So, let's keep going. Bad guys. Oh no, let's shoot them.
Bleed unsheathed, it's light unleashed.
The sheep girl leaves sheep around, and then if you collect the sheep, it heals you. Yay!
Attention, please. Too bad. They almost had a chance.
That's right. Hold on to that spirit.
Beating the bad guys. What's the apparently the evil people have a haze generator that just spews out red mist poison stank, and we have to kill the stank generator. This is what we're looking at right there, the stank generator. I was looking at the stank generator. What were you looking at? I got that one. We're also looking at a stank generator.
Something dangerous is up ahead. We better be fully prepared.
So these smaller gas stacks supply energy to the larger one. Destroy them.
It probably can't take 2 hits from my blade.
It's made for burning sliding blades. Blade. Should use explosives to blast away the connector between the base and the main part.
That glowing sparkly part, right? Let's give it a quick blast. Deflect!
Blow it up. Is there an explosive barrel? There it is. Barrel. Killed a stank generator.
Done. To the next one.
The crewmates aren't here. No bodies either. We should keep looking.
Ah. Having episodes of psychosis. We're level 11. Oh my god, level 12. Oh, new gear template. Okay.
Freeze in the cold and burn your dead for warmth.
Don't read, can't read.
They sit in their high towers.
Oh, hi. Hello. How are you? Can I shoot you? Can. You just gonna stand there? Nope, he's attacking. Oh no. Oh, we got some ultimates built up. Okay, come next fight. We'll do the ultimate for
Stay alert.
a couple of them. Any secret stuff up here? No.
This ain't normal.
Alright, let's do ultimate. Oh gosh. He's dead. We got Sheep Girl. Go Sheep Girl. Just rains down sheep. Okay. See, she's a Pokemon. I'm telling you. Pokemon. Can I go through here or no? Story beat. Okay. No. You get kicked out. Okay.
We should avoid this haze for now.
Ah, we have to go down and kill the stank generator. There it is. I see it. I'm so glad that they left the explosive barrels right next to the stank generators. Bad design flaw on the bad guy side, but glad that they did it.
We're almost done.
Can't read, don't read. We go down there, we go back up. I think we go up and we get secret stuff. I think that right there will be gone. We get a treasure chest? No? No. Okay. Had to check. We're gonna 2 paths. I think they lead to the same place. Oh, I gotta shoot that. I gotta drop the bomb on that bomb. Bomb. Did I miss? I missed. Jeebus. Oh, you missed with a bomb. It's huge. It has AoE. How'd you do that? Does he go to the same place? No. Okay.
Careful. We should avoid this haze for now.
Oh, is this a shortcut? I don't know. What did I... It's what always gets me. Oh, yeah, I've already been here.
It's
Damn.
like the globalists. They have to tell you what they're doing or they can't do it.
That's true. That's true about Illuminati magic. So you folks, if you didn't know that Illuminati has to tell you what they're doing to your face or else their magic won't work. That's why they advertise and tell you what they're going to do before. Lightning.
Attention, please.
She leaves lightning appears behind, and then if you do like enemies touch it, they'll get injured. What's up here? Hey, a guy. Die, guy.
Hope you like this. Where you running? Sounds up too. Blossom forth.
Try anything in here? No? Oh, wait. Treasure box. And then as soon as this is over, you'll see the other half of this game. This is just Genshin plus conveyor belts. I know that sounds insane because you haven't seen any conveyor belts yet. You haven't seen my base. The base is just going to be full of conveyor belts. You do combat, then you pull, and then you build a conveyor belt base.
Get me out of here.
Oh no, Catgirl needs help. All the characters I'm not using.
She's in your WST outfit.
Let's clear out the scum below her.
The UWST is a union, so is this Marxism? I'm not sure.
Give it a go.
We're gonna find out. That's why we're playing this, to determine if this game is actually Marxist or capitalist. We're not sure. Super.
End of the road, pal.
Sheep. I eat the sheep and I get my hit points back. I assume that's what's happening.
Give it a go. This will hurt.
Saved a cat girl.
Are you Anfielders? Thank goodness. I thought I was gonna die here. I keep hearing that woman's voice in my head.
Why are you locked in here?
Why are you locked in here?
I'm Shauna. I lead a UWST construction crew. Many of my crew went missing after the attack on Valley 4.
Oh, yeah?
Do they have other lookouts beside the ones we just took out?
Beside the ones we just took out.
There used to be more landbreakers here, but then
I see. Any other people held here? We're looking for Mark. He was helping evacuate the refugees with his crewmates.
It does kind of stand out. We have a dragon lady with a scaly furry tail named Chen Zhenyu, and she's looking for Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Mark?
Mark?
I saw him following the landbreakers to the Valley Fort.
What? Did he surrender? Surrendered? Your name is Shauna, right? Leave the fort.
Okay. But I'm going to look for other survivors first.
No more delays. Let's head straight into the fort.
Were those feathers? Is she a bird girl? I don't know. Those look like feathers. Bird girl. Bird person. Oh, secret thing. Boop. Got a secret. Thanks, bird person. Gonna go there. Let's go upstairs first up. Another secret thing. Here we go. Shiny bit. Gotta get all the shiny bits.
Oh, this is the actual size of Orlean.
Hey, guy. Can I hit him with the thing? No, I can't activate it in combat. It's too bad. Treasure boxes? Yes? No? No? Okay. Drop a bomb on it. Take that, stank engine.
The smoke is cleared. Let's go.
Oh my, that was quick. That was quick. You know how when you kill the smoke generator and then literally all the smoke ceases to exist? Shiny bit over here.
Its powers are already mine to command. The old world of Originium has abandoned you. Now it deserves to be utterly destroyed.
I get there.
Embrace the ether. But that's impossible. We must stop her. Quickly.
There we go. Shiny bit. Oh, that's a dead end. Okay, I'm going down here. Where we going? We're going to go reach Valley Fort. Next time I get to a teleporter, I'll teleport back home and show you the conveyor belts. I know you're excited. I know you're just dying to see conveyor belts.
We must step onto the path of rage and frenzy. No turning back, no compromises, and no end to our pursuit. We will.
Oh, shiny bit.
And then we will exist. Remember, you still have a name. Landbreakers. Now, let loose the war of humanity.
Oh, there's a teleporter.
On itself.
There it is. Okay, so we're going to activate that. And then we're going to rest. And then we're going to teleport home. And I'm going to show you my amazing super factory. It's very small. There. There. Teleport. So instead of like running the same boss over and over and over and over again like you do in Genshin to get your equipment, this game makes you build your own equipment. So I'm going to go over here and I'm gonna hit my mining nodes right here. So I'm gonna, they're full of delicious originium ore, you know. And I can punch those rocks to get some more if I really want some more, but I don't think I need any more. And the girls will do it for me. Look at them. They're also punching, and they're also picking it up. This is the greatest advancement in AI. Is I start attacking the ore, and then they start attacking the ore, and then they pick it up. This is why we need AI. I've been a big opponent of AI for a while now, but I think I've changed my mind. If my waifus could just, you know, shoot rocks and pick up the ore. I mean, I guess I'm willing to give up all of the human resources. You know, all the water, all the electricity, all the coal. Build a bunch of nuclear power plants just so we can feed the AI machine that makes these girls pick up my ore. I'm on board. That might sound hypocritical of me, but like, what were we doing with AI before? Nothing useful. And I can put it in. I go to bag. I send all of my ore to my bank, right? Send it all in there, and then the bank starts pumping it out. Look at it on the conveyor belt. So it pumps it out into the cooker. The cooker cooks it and pumps it out, puts it back in the bank. And if I wanted to shred it into powder, I could, but I don't want to turn it into powder right now. So I don't. And then apparently there's like hundreds of different devices and stuff like that, and this map will get huge, and I'll have a dozen different devices all cooking and running all at the same time, making factory stuff. So yeah, that is the game. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna back to where we were, fight a boss or some shit. There we go. Alright, here we go. I don't know what's up with the wacky waving inflatable arm men yet. They are all over the place, and I cannot do anything with them. They are everywhere, and I've tried, but I'm not authorized to access them, so I assume that some part of the game later will have me come back through this area to collect them all. Increasing replayability and demanding that I go to the old places again. You know, how video games do. Is anybody here? Anybody home? Got a treasure box. Well, take that, fool.
Attention, please. Follow me. I left. Too bad. They almost had a chance.
Shiny bit.
It's round and it's shiny. Oh, this is the actual size of Orlean.
See if anything goes down that building down there. And then I think there's a, that looks like a boss arena if I ever seen one. That's a boss arena right there. Looks like a door I should be able to open somehow. Maybe we'll come back later. And, oh, I know what this is. This is a place I can spend my energy, which I need to do because it's full. Level 1 gives, what, XP and money? Yeah. Level 2 for level 40s. I'm here, so let's do this. Enter.
Do what you must, Professor.
Enter. Poisonous mist. All operators will continuously lose hit points. Oh no. Defeating enemies restores hit points. Okay. Let's go. Poison mist. Here we go.
First step is always the hardest. You'll see this through.
Amazing.
No hardship will
He
stop
killed
us.
like 5 guys.
No worries. It's all part of our job. Too bad. They almost had a chance.
Okay, credits and XP. Okay. I'm not going to spend any more energy there because the other one gives you XP vouchers, which is a better use of my time and my energy. All right, let's see this boss. No, I don't want to do this right now. He's at that. We're going to go fight a boss. Let's fight the boss. Look at all those stank generators. It's a lady.
I'm pleased to see you alive. My patience almost ran out. What's it like waking up to pain each time, my savior?
She lit up all the stank generators. Oh no. Oh hi. How are you?
Here for a minute. I got this.
You got it? Okay.
Take good care of our guests.
Rodigan. Oh, all right.
How does he move so fast with all that bulk? Leave it to me. Where you running? Once known, be dead.
Haha, ooh. She's on me. Oh no, it's breathing in the stank. I knew it.
Cover! He's dangerous up close!
Whoa, rowing. Oops. Bad timing on that.
End of the road, pal. Incoming! Forget about me.
Pokemon, go! Go shoot, go! Rain and shoot. Behind the ball. Ran face first into it. Those guns don't have very long range. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. We win. Easy peasy. No, it's not, because I would have to spend energy to fight you 100 more times. Oh, wolf boy. Let's put a knife in his head.
Straight to the point. Nicely done.
You have the admin to thank. His weakness was exposed.
Let's get up there. Did I get anything from that? Other than, well, maybe some treasure boxes over here, maybe? I don't know. No, I didn't get shit.
Try to steal bone
Don't read, can't read. Anything in here? No, 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 no. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can fight that lady. What was up here with the crazy dragon tail?
Stellar performance. You deserve my sincere commendation. Your memories may be gone, but look at you. Still striving so hard to be a leader, a savior, and a tyrant.
The evil capitalist.
You and I truly
Tyrant.
differ.
Well, we have to return home then. We got another lizard girl over here. She's the scientist.
Inman, Supervisor Perlica.
At least I think that's what it is. I don't know why a lizard would have big ears.
We just heard something.
Lizards don't have
The
ears.
chief of the Bone Crushers was at the Valley Fort. She blew up the bridge before she left. That road is our shortest way to support the power plateau. Air support would be difficult, as our flying vehicles would be affected by the anchors. I hope he can stay safe and keep us updated on the Landbreaker's movements. We can reach the power plateau by going through the Originium Science Park, but that is the anchor fall triggered a huge landslide. Cleaning it up will be—
It's bad. The
Owl
road
guy.
is completely blocked by a significant building.
Probably going to teach me to build a new thing.
This was the road we took to reach the hub base.
We need a large vehicles and lots of power.
Man, we're getting hit from all sides.
Stay positive, Jen. But first, the crew needs better protective equipment.
Mr. Andre, I believe the AIC factory can play a role in this endeavor.
See, everything comes back to the factory.
It's time to...
Supervisor Perlica, we are currently occupied with the hub base recovery. Traces of the scene match the patterns. But how did Neferith... Oh, apologies. I was a little distracted. I understand. These Landbreak... Director Chin, have we ever detected any What? No! Such abilities are not possible. The ether is simply too dangerous.
Whoa.
Our attempts to study
Too
the ether are
dangerous.
severely...
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
After all, the ether is the side opposing the origins of life.
What? Mushed up sci-fi. Technobabble. It's
Yes,
good.
but we're all familiar with the textbook footnote on this quote.
Right.
That's true. Okay, is there any... yeah. Please help...
All right, then we finished the chapter. Hooray! Level 13. Think it also finishes off one of the quests I had. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I can fight that guy again if I want to. Spend my energy to get more of these things. And that's how they get you. Is you want more of these things. Okay, do I have enough to pull something? Because I would do that and then end it for the day. So many menus. I always get lost in these damn things. Alright, anyway. I have these, I don't have that, don't have that, don't have that. Okay, alright. That's it for me. Yeah, that's all I can pull with them all. Okay, so I just got to keep doing levels and stuff like that. That is, yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to do today. I'm tired now, and I want to go eat some actual lunch. Oh, no. Says on their gear, my bad, you're actually okay. I'm off to troll some normie chats to death. Okay, Dead Inside. I hope that you have a good time with that. Again, you didn't show up on my chat thing. I got to set that right next time. Because when Dead Inside comes in, I don't see their chats. It's weird. I have to put it on live chat rather than thing. I got to remember to do that. Sorry about that. I suck. I'm a terrible streamer. I don't know why anybody's here. So if you are here, thank you. I love you. We'll be back on Wednesday. Unless the Gestapo kicks on my door or drags me off to the gulag. Have a good day.